All right, episode 6. Let's go. I want to give a quick shout out to my mate Connor. He watches this. He's a regular viewer of this. He told me he was watching this while he was having a fucking sesh. So shout out to Connor. All
Yeah,
right.
this is what this podcast is definitely made for. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he told me he was
100%.
listening to this in his backyard while he was having a sesh at like fucking 12 in the morning. So thank you.
Solid, man. That's how we intend it to be used. You know what I mean? Any purpose that you can find.
Exactly. At least he's watching it.
Definitely, man. Need them concurrent viewers.
So should we just start with the fucking elephant in the room? The Korean zombies fucking being assassinated this weekend.
Yeah, and it's got to be broadcast at roughly 3:30 p.m. here, so it's got to be an early one for the boys. The earliest card that I'd ever have to have watched live since I started watching the UFC. Closest would have been, I think, one of the London cards probably. But yeah, ridiculously early start time here. 10 a.m. is the start. Looking forward to that. That'll be a nice morning waking up to watch JG Aldrich versus Niang La.
Yeah, God, that. What do you think about the card? Do you think it's a good card or a bad card?
Somewhere in the middle. I think, considering that it is in front of a crowd, I feel like we're always guaranteed a better crowd, a better card than when it's in the Apex. You always expect something better. And it's like it's Korean Zombie Hallway, Smith's ban, not ideal as a fight, but I'd rather that than some other fights. Got Santos Blanchfield, Chikadze Caceres. Like, all things considered, it's a lot better than what we've got. Like, think about what we'd had for like Home versus Bueno Silva, what we just had with RDA versus Luki. We've had some stinker Apex cards recently, so it's not the level of the fight nights that we were seeing right before the pandemic, or those kind of 2018 fight nights, but I'll take it happily over this being another Apex card, but the co-main event is fucking Josh Parisian versus Martin Budet, do you know what I mean? Because that's what we always risk with Apex, you never know.
Yeah, you got a very good point there. Honestly, one of the fights I'm most excited for, it's just for one man, but I'm actually really excited to see Rinya Nakamura. I'm actually really high on him as a prospect.
Yeah, well, 100%. He's very, very good style because of his wrestling background. He can rely on just winging big bombs. Never gets in trouble. Then obviously he's got just an option to blast double leg, so he's a bit kind of thrown care to the wind and just steamrolling people so far, even in the road to the UFC. So yeah, looking forward to this fight definitely.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love his style. Just the fact he's a wrestler that fucking comes out there and just knocks people the fuck out.
Yeah.
Such an amazing style. He reminds me of like a good version of Mike Grundy.
A good version of Mike Grundy, yes. Yeah, Mike Grundy had his moments, almost similar to Devlev, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm just playing. Mike Grundy's good. He did what Paddy Pimblett couldn't do. He fucking beat that Nad guy, Nad Nurmani.
Naramani, yep, the GOAT of the
Yeah.
UK. Yeah, Mike Grundy was supposed to have a fight recently with Ross the Macman, who was the big fucking hairy guy who fought Jake Matthews in the UFC and got head kicked by Ian Gary in Cage Warriors, which is a very good fight.
I know the man himself, the fucking human carpet.
The human carpet, yeah. It's like the Pokemon evolution of Jacob Malkin, basically. Just more hairy than added on the human carpet, yeah. I was about to say a really bad joke. Jesus, that was close. I'm not going to say that. Never mind. Anyway, yeah, and then also let's not forget Junior Taha versus Parker Porter. That is the people's main event.
The goat
off. Excited for that. The go off, exactly. The boys. I forgot Parker Porter. Sorry, I forgot Parker Porter was coming off a win there. Actually, I forgot about the Braxton Smith fight completely.
Oh, that was a real goat off. Parker Porter versus Braxton Smith was the highest level fight I've ever seen.
When Braxton, and it came out afterwards that Braxton Smith just didn't even train in the gym. He just like went to different places and just came in every now and then. Like, he didn't have an affiliated gym, so I don't know how he even got to the UFC like that. So fair play to him, honestly, it's quite impressive.
The worst part about that is he fucking popped for steroids, so he was roided up. That was him fucking on performance enhancing drugs. What the fuck is he like without PEDs?
Whoever his dealer is needs to get sacked. He needs to find a new dealer, man, because he was getting the fucking duds. He was getting some shit that was out of date or something. I don't know. It was making him worse. Somehow, man. Yeah, terrible.
He was on like the opposite of EPO. It took away his gas instead of giving him gas.
Yeah, Bill was on the OPE. That's crazy. I don't know what Bill was on. But yeah, Parker Porter trying to get vengeance on the Taha family. He's got out for him against probably a more winnable fight, maybe, but Junior's a lot more technical than Justin Tafa is, but maybe not as powerful, so I don't know how that plays out.
Yeah, honestly, I think Junior's the better brother, but he would be a light heavyweight.
Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting he's a heavyweight. That's the thing. I feel like he's always built like a big like heavyweight. You just look at him, and he just loses some of that belly fat. I think probably make it down to 205.
Like he did fight at 205 before he joined the UFC, and then now he's just fighting at heavyweight. He said he was going to go to light heavyweight, but I guess he wanted to he looks up to his big brother, so I guess he wanted to knock out Parker Porter too.
True. Let's see if you can do it quicker than Justin did, because Justin did it in like 50 something seconds. So see if you can sprint across the cage, because he'll do it in a more kind of like flashy way, I think, because Justin did just like a step back fucking uppercut basically. If he can kind of just get like a flying air head kick or something on the go, because Chris Dawkins got me on knee. If Dawkins is getting on me on knee, then imagine a guy with kickboxing experience can probably do something similar.
Definitely. I actually got to watch the GOAT fucking Parker Porter in person get knocked the fuck out by Justin Tuffer, so that was a great experience.
That is an iconic thing to witness in person. That's probably better than anything else on that card, witnessing it. Witnessing a once in a lifetime Parker Porter losing experience.
Oh, fucking hell. Parker Porter, man. What even is his fucking style? He's a boxer, isn't he?
Yeah, because there was that fight. I remember when he lost to Dawkins, and I thought, gee, this is the worst guy in the history of the UFC. And he went a little win streak. Like, he beat Parisi and he beat Chase Sherman. And, like, he didn't actually look that bad. Like, he kind of looked like a decent technical heavyweight for a little bit. And he was, like, throwing it inside leg kicks. I was like, okay, Parker Porter showing out. And then we kind of just found out, like, he's still just got to get fucked up by anyone that can dink one on his chin, to be honest. Like, if it's not Alan Badeau, he's got to lose. He'll lose to Taff and he'll lose to... Look, he lost to Taff and someone else. I can't... Oh, yeah, fucking Jailton Almeida. Yeah, that's not really the same thing, though. But, yeah. It's actually a tough fucking resume that he's been given, man. He's been given a couple of easy fights. Like, here's Jailton Almeida. Okay.
He got fucking KO'd by John Jones on the regional scene, like, with punches, so...
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube called John Jones vs Parker Porter, and it's just not that fight. It's a different fight from John Jones.
Yeah, I know.
It's blatantly not Parker Porter.
It's literally lost to the archives. Like, there's no footage of Parker Porter versus John Jones, unfortunately. They knew that fight was just too powerful for anyone to see.
Yeah, true. There's a fucking lost tape thing out there. It's got like all the fucking footage, man. It's got alternate angles of things. It's got the fucking video of Owen Hart from WWF falling from the rafters. It's got fucking it's got John Jones versus Parker Porter somewhere locked away. Someone has that. I refuse to believe that was not filmed by someone. So someone out there has that shit in their fucking attic in their loft, buried away in a VHS.
He also
JBJ
lost
versus PP.
Gonzaga on the regional scene as well.
Yeah, well, Gonzaga had that weird post-UFC run. He was just fighting every fucking place. But yeah, losing to Gonzaga is no slouch either. He's up there with the GOAT conversation, in my opinion.
Gonzaga's career was interesting. You know how they brought fucking Mirko Krokop back to the UFC just to beat fucking Gonzaga, and then he left again.
Yeah. And then had the fight. Well, like, I think he lost like Derek Lewis or some shit as well. Got knocked by him. But yeah, one of our weirder that point in the heavyweight division careers.
Yeah, definitely. Fucking, I don't know. Most heavyweights have weird careers at the end of it.
Where do you think Parker Porter ends up when it's all said and done? Because he's like 36, 37. He's getting up there, man. Who knows how long we've got left of this legacy?
I don't know. Probably ends his career with like 6 title defenses.
Yeah, I don't know what his like route to the title would be. So let's say like he beats Junior Taffer, then probably needs one more outside the rankings. So maybe he can run it back with like Parisian or something, and then I say derails Carl Williams, exposes Carl Williams, then gets a ranked opponent. So that's probably Romanov, exposes him like he's done before, and then that's probably top 10. So that's a Derek Lewis fight. Could you imagine Parker Porter versus Derek Lewis? Tell me you're not interested. Wins that by using his gas tank that we know is so trustworthy. Then that's obviously got to be a top 5. So that's Aspinall. It breaks Aspinall's leg with a calf kick in the first round. That's title shot. That's John Jones. The rematch we've been waiting for. And John's got to build that point as well. Let's not forget. I don't think Parker Porter's got to be easy to take down as Gann was. So maybe it ekes out a decision against Jones. And then we see where it goes from there. And he's got to defend it against Almeida in a rematch as well. And that completes the legacy.
Could you imagine Parker Porter versus Sergey Pavlovich?
That is one of them fights. If Pavlovich waited a bit longer for his comeback, that's probably one of the guys he would have got for his comeback. Because we were looking at him versus like Bozer and shit. And that is a weird... At the time, MMA Guru was picking Bozer to eat Pavlovich by using calf kicks. And I told him it's not going to happen. I was high on Pavlovich on that time off. I was like, dude, he can come back and be something. And then he got these weird fights booked against Gann and Aspinall, and then he got booked against Bozer. Like, it was a weird point when people didn't know where he lied in the division during that time off.
Yeah, I remember where I'm like, damn, is this guy ever going to fucking fight again? Now he's literally the number 1 contender.
Yeah, I know. Same thing, like, there was a point where him and Gan were like 15 and 14, not even that long ago, and they were 1 and 2. So, pretty cool.
I remember when Garn was booked against Shamil fucking Akram, that Shamil guy like fucking 6 times.
The GOAT, Shamil Abdurakhimov. Shout out to the boy, Shamil Abdurakhimov Appreciation Club on YouTube. The boy, man. He's the biggest Shamil fan you find out there. And yeah, and Gan had a fight scheduled with Ante Deliha, Croatian guy for the PFL, on I think Korean Zombie versus Ortega.
PFL fucking blacklisted it.
Yeah, and I think looking back on it, Gan probably just fucked him up, to be honest, because Deliha is a bit of a fucking. Deliha almost lost this fucking guy in PFL called Shelton Graves. It was like just this fat old man who they found on short notice and nearly lost him. So I don't know about Ante Deliha, to be honest.
Oh yeah, what did you think? Did you watch the PFL card today?
Yeah, I watched it all last night, and I had to catch up in the morning, just like a couple minutes ago, with the OAM fight and the Burgos Collard fight. I've seen everything else live last night.
What do you think of that Burgos Collard fight?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I seen someone saying it was a fight of the year on Twitter, which, I mean, PFL fight of the year, I'll give it that. I don't think it was the fight of the year, period. It was a good, you're going to get a good scrap between Collard and Burgos, I thought Burgos got to win. I thought he was going to wrestle him, to be honest, but Joseph Strickland did some work. Chewed the fuck out of his fucking leg, man. Beat up his inside leg badly. By Collard, man. Like, not like he's got to go on a run or anything as like an outside the UFC GOAT, but he is a reliable, great fight, and it's just a really good, solid boxer, slick boxer.
Yeah, definitely. I said it in my reaction video. Clay Collard could literally have a fight with a fucking broom and it would be entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. Because it does get hit a lot. Very reliable chin as well. Especially because he has a lot of boxing fights as well. It doesn't just do MMA, it does boxing fights as well. So that kind of adds to it a little bit. The fact he's not got to be as well rounded, so he's more reliable to have a fun fight on the stand up, I guess.
It was cool that a guy with the nickname Cassius Clay also fought on the same card as Muhammad Ali.
That's true, very true. I never thought of that. That is one of the MMA moments. Fucking very weird coincidence, yeah. That is very true. That's cool. I never thought of that.
Hopefully, we see a future fight between them.
Yeah, that'd be if Baggio lost that'd be some fucking disrespect, man. The guy with his fucking dad's nickname fucking beats him up. That'd be sad.
That guy, Biagio, he needs to go pro already. He's got really good style. I don't know what they're doing. They could still feed him cans as a pro. I don't know. What they're doing.
They could give him the Bellator start up the 1-4 guy, and they could build him to the 1-1 and the 2-1. We know that they're going to give the guys like that in the PFL and the Bellator. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I don't know how old he is, but he can take his time from now. But he's making money, man. If they can put one of these fucking cards where apparently they're having like Clarissa Shields for fucking Savannah Marshall in MMA, I don't know what the fuck they're doing in the PFL. You put one of them have like an all boxing style themed card.
Yeah, I know. It's weird they've signed all these female women boxers. Could they go sign like a male boxer, please? That would be more interesting in my opinion. Like,
yeah, there was like
Terence Crawford. If the PFL can get Terence Crawford for an MMA fight, I'll fucking pay for a pay-per-view. Have you seen his wrestling videos?
Yeah, I have. I've seen his little fucking sprawling and shit like that, yeah.
Sorry to like fucking get all excited, but I actually really want to see Terence Crawford in MMA. Like, that's actually an exciting prospect for me. But
no, that's I don't think anyone would be fucking against that. That'd be a big deal. Especially with how fucking relevant he is right now. I don't know usually if you try to give him someone that's known, or you kind of just go with the fucking when they gave Clarissa Shields that fucking Abigail Montez girl and she ended up fucking losing. So I don't know how low you've got to go to get someone for him if you have to actually give him a bit of a challenge.
Oh, I know exactly who I want Terence Crawford to fight. We need Crawford versus Mike Jackson.
That is maybe because if Mike Jackson takes him down, someone we never fucking hear the end of it. Do you know what I mean? We would never hear the end of it. That'd be the biggest shit stain on him boxing in history, man. If Mike Jackson fucking beat him.
God,
but like, it's weird that a couple of years ago the PFL it was like you'd get in a card and you'd see the main event be some shit like fucking Kerimov versus someone and be like fucking Sung Bin Jo versus Tyler Diamond, and now the PFL cards like Jake Paul, Nate Diaz, Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. Fucking feature fight is some weird shit like fucking Morris Green versus fucking Ante Delita. Like, it's just weird, man, how the PFL's turned out recently.
I can't wait to see them like fucking what they do with all these big signings. Like, who the fuck are they going to match Jake Paul up with? Because I doubt Nate Diaz is going to do it.
I don't know. And then there's talk. I mean, God willing, we can get the fight we've all been waiting for. Chris Dawkins signs with the PFL and fights in Ghana. We'll see how that goes. But can he go over? What would it be 0-5 at this point, right? 0-5 for Dawkins.
So yeah, he lost last 4 fights, and then also he also lost to people of color on the regional scene as well.
I mean, if and he lost a couple black guys in the CFFC as well. So if anything, I
Yeah.
think we've just found MMA on points. Next video, top 10 Kryptonites MMA. Melanin against Chris Dawkins. It just never works out well for the guy. I don't know what it is. You think being a police officer in America would give you an advantage of anything due to history, but I mean, clearly not for Dawkins. That's not how it's went.
For my reaction video to Dorcas versus Roundtree, I did the fucking thumbnail as reverse Dober.
Yeah, literally. And then people mention Dober and Shafkat. Dude, Ian Gary has not fought a white guy in the UFC yet. The closest he's got was Jordan Williams, who's like next race, but he has not fought a white guy in the UFC. Ian Gary's got something going on there.
Same shit with fucking Jack Della Maddalena. Literally, if you go look at his record, even on the Contender Series, and even the fight that got him on Contender Series, Alden Bates is a Jamaican guy. Then he fought Ange Lusa, who's Congolese.
And like Swiss Congolese, fucking weirdest combination.
Fought Pete Rodriguez, who's Mexican American. Fought Ramazan Ameev, who's Dagestani. Then he fucking destroyed Danny Roberts.
Oh yeah, I forgot the Danny Roberts fight, Jesus.
Then fought Randy Brown, fought Basil Hafez, who's Middle Eastern, and now he's fighting fucking Kevin Holland. He's just out to get all the minorities.
You think we're talking about the whole Emmy Guru thing is that what's his name? Jordan Peele's got to do a movie about Chandler and his a whole contingency. But there's a movie to be made about Ian Gary with the combination of him not fighting anyone white and also him doing that video with Jamal Hill where he's like, I just want to have black skin. And the whole thing is talking about where he says he wants to be black and he wants to have silky black skin. And Jamal Hill's looking at him like, are you alright? By the way, what the fuck are you talking about? And there's a weird bridge there of like, how do these relate? Wants to be black but only fights black guys? I don't know. There's something going on with Ian Gary. It's a bit bizarre to me, so I don't know. We'll see.
Well, a lot of people were saying that performance against Neil Magny was just fucking racist.
Yeah, I don't know. He could have. I honestly do believe he could have finished it. I've not said this a lot in MMA ever. I genuinely believe Ian Gary chose to not finish him. I know some people will say that's like coping because he didn't finish him. I'm not even that big of an Ian Gary fan. I genuinely think he chose to not finish him so he could beat him up a bit more. That second round, I think he 100% could have put him away, but that's what I think.
I felt so fucking bad for Neil Magny. He didn't deserve to be treated like that.
100% not, man. It's like, he did make, what is it? He made, there's a fucking saying, he made a mountain out of a molehill or something like that. A molehill, where you make a big deal out of nothing. And I really don't think Neil Magny is putting the fucking beats on this fucking 4-year-old, but.
Yeah, I don't like.
Someone said, someone said Neil Magny would go a split decision against his son. I just thought that was fucking funny. The thought of that was funny.
I was gonna say last episode. Well, not the episode before, I think it was. I was saying, like, fucking... It's not like Neil Magny's gone up there and fucking clinching his fucking son against the walls of his house, like, when he gets home and he's pissed off.
Getting his fucking head up against his chin and that, trying to get underhooks and shit. As his son's literally, like, lifted off the fucking floor, just these little feet kicking against him. I doubt that's happened. I really doubt it.
Fuck, where does Neil Magny even go? Who the fuck do they feed fucking Magny to next?
The thing is with Neil Magny, it's like he's not a guaranteed win for up-and-coming prospects. But we've learned that by now. I think that you have to be a certain level to beat Neil Magny, which in my opinion exposed welterweight maybe. Like he was against Ian Gary. I know it was short notice, but I mean, am I wrong in saying that Neil Magny didn't fight any different to how he normally does, like striking-wise? He didn't look any different. He was throwing punches off-centre and falling off balance before he even got kicked. He was throwing a punch and turning to give his leg completely towards Ian Gary and he was off balance with his head to the side of him. I was like, how is this guy like stopping nearly every contender that faces him? How does it take like Burns and Shafkat and Gary who get to the top 5 to beat him? Like, it was a weird thing like seeing. I think welterweight is the skill drop-off. We always thought it was middleweight. I think welterweight is the skill drop-off. I think I kind of exposed them, to be honest, the Neil Magny fight.
I think also a lot of the younger guys and like lower ranked guys are talented, but they run into so many stylistic matchups they just don't make it to the rankings as well. I feel like that's also a big part of it.
One of the things I always say about featherweight, I think featherweight's so difficult because there's a lot of specialists at featherweight. Like, you could get to the rankings at featherweight and your run to the rankings would be Sean Woodson, Cron Gracie, Ryan Hall, and those are all completely different style guys. Like that, you could completely switch up your training camp for every fight at featherweight. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different weird style, and then you got specialists like you could be Jenkins. And then you've got fucking like someone else. You've got Caceres in your next fight. You get to the rankings. Like there's so many weird different guys. But the higher weight classes, like they kind of just do. There's not a lot of like specialists at like middleweight and like heavyweight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, middleweight's just like a fucking waste. I will say middleweight's like the division where there's the most like unique body types. Like you had at one
That's
point
true.
Deron Wynn, Paulo
That's true.
Costa, Alex Pereira, fucking Whitaker who's built like a normal guy. Then you had fucking Kelvin Gastelum. Like you had all these different body types. It's like I
Yeah.
think middleweight's the in between where you can get all these unique body types in one division.
There's a couple of the soft built guys that get like Strickland and that, and then kind of Brunson, Gleedsy. The couple of them are kind of just normal built guys, and then there's
You
like a
got
fucking.
fucking
There's got Chris Curtis with his fucking collapsed fucking chest that looks like he's been
I
shot
was
in
about
and
to
not
say, I
recovered.
was about to say, and then you got fucking Edmund Shabazian with his fucking inverted ribs.
Yeah, the Ben Askren curse. Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. Oh, fucking. So I remember explaining how I hated that Anthony Hernandez Roman Kopylov fight. Well, fucking Hernandez pulled out, and now it's fucking Josh Fremd versus fucking Roman Kopylov.
Which was meant to happen on that Vittori Cannonier card in June. That was like a rumored fight that never happened.
Yeah, and that just fizzled out.
Someone on Twitter apparently called it, and apparently someone said when the fight was still Hernandez versus Chris Curtis, and someone said, "Watch this turn into Kopylov versus Josh Friend," and I actually fucking did somehow. So someone fucking called it, but yeah, I think that a couple of years ago, last year, that would have been interesting. But I think we've seen I don't know. I think Kopylov might just fucking beat the shit out of him, to be honest. Especially after Frame's last fight, I thought Frame was okay. But he looked fucking bad against Jamie Pickett, and that's Jamie Pickett. That's the worst you can get in middleweight. So I don't know, man. I think Kopylov might fuck him up, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the same. I was picking Hernandez to beat Kopylov, but I reckon Friend is like a massive step down from Hernandez.
Yeah, Hernandez is he's found his fucking groove, man. He knows what he's doing now. But yeah, Fernand's just like an MMA guy he's so fucking weirdly built. You know, I always thought he was kind of like 6 foot, like 6'3", 6'4". He's a fucking weirdly built guy, Framed. He's kind of half Asian looking as well. Like, I wonder what his fucking ancestry looks like, Josh Friend. Fucking odd family tree must take.
Well, you know, I never realized that. I never fucking realized that Johnny Eplin was half Korean.
Yeah, he looks like Josh Framed actually. No, I'm picturing him. He looks a bit like it's like if you took Josh Framed and put him down the way rather than like kind of squished him down like a fucking can.
Like I never like looked at Johnny Eplin's face. I just thought he was like just like an Irish guy or something like that. And then I actually looked at his face, and then I looked at his Wikipedia, and I seen he had a Korean like mum or something. Then I went on every photo afterwards. I just couldn't not see him as a Korean. It was so weird. It was like, damn, how did I never do this?
I need to look at him again and and look at him with that in mind. But yeah, I need to look at him and look at his face properly.
He is a beast, though, Johnny Eplin.
Yeah, he's one of the few guys in Bellator who could come to the UFC and get placed into the top 5. I'm probably, I don't know, man, middleweight. I think he could honestly beat like Cannonier. To be honest, I don't think I'd be against picking him to beat Cannonier or Vittori. But that's how it is with some of the higher, like Nemkov as well. I think it's a guy who can easily come into the UFC and get to the top.
Have you? Yes. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I wasn't going to say anything though.
Have you seen Lucas Tracy's prospect video where he said Roman Kopylov has the best striking at middleweight, or he's top 3 striker at middleweight?
I don't think he's the best striker at middleweight, but I mean outside the rankings, he's definitely got potential. I mean, just the hand speed overall at middleweight's quite impressive for him. But I wouldn't call him the best striker at middleweight. I don't
think he's its best, but he said he was top 3 or top 5, something like that. Which I sort of agree with, because he's very similar to a Peter Yan type fighter.
Yeah. Yeah, top 5 is a bit more reasonable. I wouldn't say top 3. Top 5, honestly, middleweight is slim pickings. I could see him slipping in there here.
Honestly, I'd love to see Roman Kopylov at the top 5 of middleweight. His style is so entertaining.
Mm-hmm. In fact, he's getting a quick turnaround, going from July now fighting September. Good man. He's quite a young guy as well. Looks kind of young, so.
Yeah, he's 31, I think.
31. Do they fucking look? They don't look 31. I always look at him as kind of like a baby face, with the little fucking bum fluff he's got him.
Yeah, honestly, he looks mid-20s. 25 years old. Well, actually, honestly, he looks like a fucking teenager sometimes.
Yeah, it's weird. I thought he was adult under that. He's 31, man. Okay, well, maybe I need to speed him up a little bit and get my fucking ranked opponent if he beats Friends, so we'll see.
Yeah, fucking... Oh, my God. Fucking imagine Roman Kopylov versus fucking RoboCop.
Yeah, I think Kopylov might chin up, to be honest. I don't know. Something about... It's a certain style matchup with Rodriguez. It's just toughness and hand speed. I think got to be the key to beat him, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. Or you could do even Roman Kopylov versus Brad Tavares.
Yeah, Tavares, man. Poor guy's never going to fucking break his career. Tavares has never had a fight in his entire career which is aimed to elevate him. He's always had a fight either against a veteran to get a win or a prospect trying to get through. Never has had a fight ever booked for his sake. Poor guy.
I was rewatching his fight against Phil Baroni the other day, and he actually got dropped by Phil Baroni, and that was like back in that era when Baroni was on like a 3-fight losing streak.
Tavares hasn't got a bad chin, but it has been a bit of a history of getting dropped in random brawls. It seems like the best way to get him is to crowd them and try to scrap them. That seems like the best way to beat Tavares.
I think, did we speak about fucking that Edmund Shabazian fucking performance last?
Yes, we did. The last episode we talked about Shabazian's fucking once in a lifetime Tavares smoking.
I still can't ever get over that. Like, it keeps me up at night sometimes. I just think I honestly one of my mates gives me shit for this all the time because I said that Edmund Shabazian had like championship potential. How fucking wrong was I, man?
One of the guys, I do feel bad for him sometimes because Shabazian's like 24, like he's really young to be fair to him, and he has got at least like 2 other runs in his career going, especially at middleweight. Like I don't know, I've always felt bad about Shabazian because I can't safely say that he's done with how young he is. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got time. Same thing with like Jimmy Crute as well, who's a lot younger. I think people always forget how young he is because he got to the UFC when he was really early in his 20s.
Yeah.
And then Song Yadong's a different case because Song Yadong was doing very well for himself. But yeah, guys like that, I always feel bad for. And people who said Raul Rosas Jr. was washed after his last fight. He's like fucking 17. He's washed. I was like, sorry, he's got time. He's got time, man. He's got time to get better. But yeah, Shabazian, I don't think he's got to be a champion, but he's got plenty of time. It's middleweight. Shit happens. I could see him going another run in it, and then maybe if he can get surgery in his ribs, well, who knows? We'll see.
Raul Rosas Jr. in 10 years will be fucking younger than Jake Matthews is.
Yeah, that is fuck. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for Rosas, man, but yeah, too young when you're hanging with it because he's in the fight game obviously, but he's a really young guy. You just get horrendously bullied after that fight. Man, it was quite tough.
Well, he's been fighting since he was like 8. Did you ever see them videos of him like fighting in youth MMA?
Yeah, but I had that fucking fight booked against a guy that was like 35 and he was like fucking 16. So he's been going at it, man, if I play him.
Oh, yeah. So there was a thing on his Tapology where he was literally 10 years old and he was booked against like a fucking 32-year-old. But apparently that was his fucking dad who was booked in that fight. I don't know how the fuck they mixed up their Tapologies.
Oh, I was about to say. But even then, like, he has had fights where like the age discrepancy has been crazy. Like, that must be a tough fucking loss, man. You're like 30 losing to a 16-year-old.
Off about them not booking him versus Guido Canetti. Like, they really missed out there. Yeah,
I forgot the actual release Canetti, but yeah, that was an opportunity, for the biggest fucking age discrepancy in the UFC ever. Because the promo of like when Guido Canetti was this old, Raul Rosas wasn't even born. Do you know what I mean? They could have built on it a little bit.
Fucking Guido Canetti, like how much older was he? He was born in '79, so 20. He was like fucking 25 years older. Like Guido Canetti was like fucking raw dogging bitches before fucking Raul Rosas Jr. was even in his mum's womb.
That's like Ian Gary and his wife. It was a very similar situation though. Not as bad, but similar situation.
God, the fucking MMA guru was saying so much. He keeps calling fucking Ian Gary's fucking wife a gilf.
Like a grandma. Yeah. I'd say siren. Someone, she's lowered them in a little bit. I don't know. But, like she's aged well, but there's got to be like, I don't know. I don't want to get into it too much, but if you consider there's 15 years between them, 15 years, I think Ian Gary might have a moment to himself of like, I might have done this a bit too soon. But he's got a kid with her as well, so he's kind of asked, I don't know. Tough situation. I wouldn't have done it myself, but if he's happy, he's happy. Do you know what I mean?
I loved all the memes about fucking. He was like, somebody asked a guru to do an impression of Ian Gary fucking trying to hit on Valentina Shevchenko, and he goes up, he's like, "Sit down, shut up, give me your last name."
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not get into the whole Ian Gary thing now. Like, I don't know. It's a weird situation. Just, I actually knew a guy who was a bit like Ian Gary in my school. I just kind of one of them type of guys. If you're from the UK, you probably met an Ian Gary before. Do you know what I mean? He's one of the UK stereotypes of that type. But I know it's Ireland. People get annoyed with that. But yeah, interesting character, but good fighter at least.
Yeah, definitely good fighter. Fucking, I can't believe he went on this role because I thought he was a fucking hype job after the Jordan Williams performance. I was like, damn, this guy's sort of shit because he was getting touched up by Jordan
Yeah.
Williams.
When
He
he when
proved,
he beat when he beat Jack Grant in Cage Warriors, I was like, he's the best guy in Cage Warriors, but when he goes to the UFC, we'll see he does, and yeah. It seems to happen more and more in MMA, man. It's like the guys who you don't expect to go far, they're always the ones that you do it. Like out of the
yeah,
guys on
Drickus.
Cage Warriors, Drickus, Duplessis, Sean fucking Strickland, Bilal Muhammad, like these type of guys. Out of the Cage Warriors guys, if you would like, I think looking at it on paper, Kaig Brito is a much harder fight on paper than Abdul Karim Al Sawadi is, especially for Oban Elliott, and he fucking won. I was probably talking about that as well. That was a fucking great fight.
Oh
And
yeah,
Oban Elliott
definitely.
beat him up, man. Like I picked them both to win. I picked Harwick and Elliott to win. But like that was the bigger ask for me was Elliott beating Brito, and he fucking did it. And he did it well. And then like I don't know, and then yeah, Gary going on that run after the fights against fucking Darian Weeks and stuff. He was like, dude, this guy just maybe needs to pick up a little bit, man, because this is Darian Weeks. He's not that good. And people just get into the maybe it's seen in the UFC that just guys outside the rankings are better than guys inside the rankings. It seems to be happening more and more.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the Dana White contingency. So who do you reckon they should match Open Elliott up for his debut?
Blood Diamond, I think. No, not Blood Diamond. Probably someone like you could put a great fight, a guaranteed great fight would be Oban Elliott versus Jeremiah Wells, because I think the rest of them can each other out there. I think Wells would be able to take him down offensively.
I seen someone say that matchup, but they said it because they hate Open Elliott in the replies. They're
They
like
did.
this. They're like this guy sounds like a cocky prick. Book him against Jeremiah Wells.
Yeah, UK fighters are not allowed to have personality because if a UK fighter has personality and bigs himself up, they will get ruthlessly beaten up online, 10-8 online by the fans who just cannot see a UK fighter having any resemblance of a personality. It's
Oh,
happened time and time again,
it's the
man.
same for Australian fighters, mate. I remember seeing fucking after Jake Matthews had that Andre Fiolia fucking performance, he was like calling for some big fights and everything, and everyone's just like fucking shitting on him. I get he ended up losing to Semmelberger, but still, like people, like surely he was allowed to be confident after that fucking Fialo performance. Even I seen people say Volk was being too cocky. It's like fucking Volk's the fucking pound for pound number one. What do you expect?
Well, actually, John Jones now the pound. No, I don't know. They don't know why they fucking switched them. If they're going to make a switch, Jones is down to 2 and Volk's at 1 at this point. If that's my opinion, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
based on recent activity, definitely.
Yeah, or you could just keep them both at 1. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, going back to Open Elliott. Sorry, I reckon they should book him against Joshua Quinlan.
yeah, I don't know the fuck he's been, to be honest, but yeah, that would be a good fucking scrap. I think Orban might. I don't know. Quinlan's last fight to me was a bit like fucking hell. Like he didn't have a great run in the UFC, but it wasn't that bad. But in the Jason Witt fight, it was well done. You chin Jason Witt. Like welcome to the club. Do you know what I
Welcome
mean?
to the club.
Welcome to the club of people who have viciously KO'd Jason Witt in the UFC. Because he looks like he gets knocked out the same way every time. His body just stiffens up in the same fucking fashion.
My favorite hypothetical question. It was a paradoxical. Oh my god, my words. Paradoxical question I asked on Twitter was, how would a Bilal Muhammad Jason Witt matchup go?
Well, Jason Witt somehow through the timeline, Jason Witt was able to beat Brian Barberena, which seems to be quite inconsistent with how MMA works. But that is MMA for you. The guy who could almost beat Luke Hay lost to Jason Witt. Makes no sense. But I think that Bilal Muhammad would get a switch kick KO. You know that little switch kick Bilal always does with his lead leg? I think he would get that. Jason Witt. Put him out cold, I think.
Somehow Bilal would fucking decision. He's somehow 30-27 fucking Jason Witt. But Jason Witt's retired now, so I guess we can't
Yeah,
talk
it's true.
about this hypothetical
Yeah, he's like golfing shit now. I mean, smart decision. I'd retire as well, to be honest. Got to save your fucking mental facilities, man. Your mental faculties got to
There's
keep
a
going.
guy on Reddit who he responded to like the Barberena fucking Reddit post about when he beat Barberena, and he was like, "Yeah, I KO'd Jason Wood on the amateur scene," and everyone's like, "Bullshit!" And then he posted just a straight video of him fucking flatlining fucking Jason Wood on the amateurs.
Well, you know how many people out there have got? There's probably like so many Americans out there with like a clip of them KOing Jason Witt in an MMA fight. That's probably like a bun thing. You go in the middle of fucking nowhere in some little fucking bar in America in like fucking Idaho, and it's in the middle of fucking nowhere. You go in there and speaking to this guy like, "You train MMA? Yeah, man, I train MMA. Oh shit, that's cool. Oh, you fought in that promotion? I fought there as well. Who'd you beat? Jason Witt by KO? Me too, man. It's like they're probably like bonding experiences over the ability to KO Jason Witt, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I think he has like 13 combined KO losses, like amateur and pro. Like,
Never forget when Emmy Guru picked him to beat Matthew Semmelsberger as well, because that was one of his best picks ever. That was such a good one.
fucking hell, Jesus Christ! Imagine.
Semmelsberger's my boy, man.
Yeah, I love Semi the Jedi. I don't like how he did Jake Matthews, but I love Semi. All his
Only,
fights are entertaining.
only time I've ever picked against him would have been against, who the fuck did I pick him to lose to? He fought someone that was, oh yeah, Matthews. I picked him to lose to Matthews. That was it, I think. Um, Other than that, I've picked him at everything in his UFC career. I mean, the reason he's my boy is because there was a card, Frankie Edgar versus Pedro Munoz, and if it wasn't for me picking Semmelsberger to beat Carlton Minus, I would have went completely negative on that card. I would have been like 0-7 or something. But he's the only fight I got right in the entire card, and I've stuck with him since then.
Yeah, I love Semmelsberger. I can't believe fucking how Medic did him, but
Yeah.
Medic is a beast too. Medic is my boy as well. I remember being so. I was like fucking on the verge of like giving up on MMA after fucking Jarlin Turner just brutalized him.
Yeah, that's when, yeah, because people forget that. That's when Jalen Turner wasn't the point it is now, when we've realised that he's quite fucking solid. Yeah, that's when Jalen Turner was like beating like Brock Weaver and shit like that. We weren't sure at how much better he was after he lost to like Frivolo and Luke, but yeah. But we had to see them both fight after that. We had to see Medic come back and we had to see Turner come back to realise that that was a reasonable outcome for that fight.
Tom Nolan actually wants to fight Jarlin Turner down the line. I reckon that'd be a fun fight. Revenge for the fucking all the Australians. Jarlin Turner is fucking brutalized.
Yeah, finally, one that can match him in this eyes department. Finally, it's like for what Garbrandt was. They say Garbrandt was built in a lab at Team Alpha Male to beat Dominic Cruz. Australia has crafted Tom Nolan just to beat Jalen Turner, and he's got to retire after that.
Literally, there's like an Australian MMA group chat on Twitter, and I've literally been saying since he got announced for the Contender Series, like fucking Tom Nolan was built to fucking beat Jarlin Turner.
You have him walk out with like everyone like Coolabou and Malarkey and Riddell and shit. I carry him on a fucking throne. It's like the last wall of defence against Turner.
Callan Potter as well.
Callan Potter. How can I forget about Callan Potter? Yeah, the boy, the rock star.
I fucking love Callan Potter. If you follow him on Instagram, he always does matchmaking for like Australian regional fucking promotions, and I fucking love watching him. He's just, I don't know, he seems like he's fucking enjoying retirement. Like, he seems like a good bloke. He also has a win over Jack Becker, which is like a really good win.
Good for him, man. Good for him, man. If you've got like, I like seeing random fighters do that happens a lot in MMA where a name with no real relevancy can all of a sudden become like James Krause went from just being like the guy who's in the Apex corner to like he was the fucking top of the MMA news for ages. Same thing with like Jeff Molina. But that's the whole fucking thing with that gym and how everyone just that was like a fucking movie. The fall of fucking glory MMA. Everyone from that gym.
Purge.
Like the Sanko Megan Anderson drama where apparently they both signed James Krause. Krause ends up fucking getting arrested somehow, or maybe not. Molina gets his fucking DMs leaked. There's the whole thing with Elliot and Mizani and Kevin Kroom. The cruel story there. Marquez never bounced back. The only guy who really came back from that gym is fucking Dave Lonama. That's about it. And Zach Cummins because he beat Ed Herman, I guess.
And Zach Cummings was on like his fucking deathbed for 2 years because he literally was he didn't leave his bed for like a year or something. So fucking that gym.
Wait, what happened there? I don't even remember.
So Zach Cummings, I think he had some injury where he couldn't leave his bed for like a year or something like that, and then that's why his comeback against fucking Ed Herman was so inspirational because he was literally bedbound for like a year or something like that.
Fuck, I don't remember that. Do you remember when Zach Cummins fought the Chirico and he fucking head kicked him with like a second left and he fucking flattened him? That was so funny. There was like a second left and he fucking planted on right in his chin. The Chirico nearly got fucking sparked it cold.
Still went to a decision though, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a decision, and because it happened, and Chirico tried to stop me. He fucking kept falling in the cage. Taylor's going, oh, as he watching her go across the cage stumbling, and it was still a decision though. Because Cummins was done. Cummins put his hands up. It was like, literally 1 second left. Bing, fucking whacked him, and the Chirico almost got finished, but survived.
Reminiscent of fucking OSP versus Dominic Reyes.
Yeah, when Joe Rogan's like, that's a finish. How can he even continue that? That's a finish. And dropped the punch. Yeah, I remember that.
That win against DiCurio, that was around the time he fought Kevin Holland, and a lot of people thought Alessio beat fucking Holland as well. So that was
Holland had a couple of fights because a lot of people thought J&3 beat Holland as well around that time. The Jericho fought a bit later after that. I think it was Korean Zombie Marcano when they fought, and then It was that fucking the Cummins the Jericho fight was Rakic versus Smith, which was meant to have fucking Zabit versus a year on the Apex. So that was a fucking card that fell off.
Oh yeah, I remember that card because I was getting my parents to. I was like, yeah, watch this fight. This will be pretty cool. And then it was just fucking Rakic in half guard simulator against fucking Anthony Smith for 3 rounds.
It may have Ryan Hall versus Lamas as well, and that's when Lamas retired against Bill Algeo. It's quite fair play to him, man. That's a fucking sick win and going and beating Bill Algeo. Fair play to Lamas, honestly.
A lot of them veterans get those like weird wins. Like it's like Joe Lozion beating fucking Jonathan.
Yeah, I don't fucking know about that. Yeah, but yeah, the Rakic Smith fight, one of the most fucking brutal knockdowns in the history of the UFC to not happen with a punch. That fucking calculator sounds like a fucking bit of wood getting splintered by an axe. Landon Smith, that is fucking brutal, man. That shot he lands him with the calf kick, Smith's gone in and he fucking dives down. Such a fucking brutal sound that means.
He could have fucking finished that, but he just laid in half guard, dude.
He got on top of Smith, he was going to hit him with the fucking Batista bomb and started punching him in the body. It was such a weird position that Rakic went for. Try to take his back and run some like shovel shots.
It's fucking, they were rebooked as well. You know, they were fucking they were going to do a rematch. It's like,
yeah.
What the fuck is with Anthony Smith getting these shit rematches that nobody wants to see?
It was after Smith beat Spann, called it Rakic, and they're going to do it in December. I remember that was like unofficially like a December pay-per-view, a December fight night main event. Rakic Smith too, because Rakic was like, I'll see you in December, and it's like Merry Christmas to me, and then I'll go to book it for December, and it just never happened because why the fuck would it?
No, it didn't happen because fucking Smith had like some infection or something.
Yeah, it was never official, but it was like we all just thought it was going to happen. Like that was like okay, but we've accepted that this fight's going to happen in December. Rakic Smith.
There was an actual post that, like, somebody made a tweet saying that the fight was cancelled, so it was actually on at one point.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. I don't think the UFC ever like had a post for it, but yeah, I guess it, like paperwork must have been done for it at some point.
Fucking Anthony Smith has such a weird career.
Yeah. Well, so what are we saying about we talked about Korean Zombie Holloway. I'm assuming we're both picking Holloway to beat Korean Zombie. I've heard they put my.
Oh no, I think Korean Zombie's going to twist him in the first round. No, yeah, I'm going with Max Holloway to fucking.
Could you imagine? Imagine if he fucking plants his feet and just fucking sleeps Holloway like a fucking a check hoop or something. Imagine the fucking scenes of it.
Oh my god, I just hope Max Holloway doesn't break a significant strike head record on fucking the Korean Zombie.
Yeah, I'd rather it be soon. If he just drops and finishes him off and it's like Zombie gets something, he's like, oh, I was alright. I'd rather that than a fucking 4.5 round absolute assault where he makes Korean Zombie look like a fucking different person and kills him basically. That'd be terrible.
Yeah, I'm really worried for the Korean Zombie, I can't lie.
Yeah, hopefully it's a quick one at least, like a standing TKO in like the first minute or something. He just comes across the cage and just storms him. I'd rather that than a prolonged beatdown.
Imagine fucking the Korean Zombie makes Holloway panic shoot and fucking darces Max Holloway.
And the Twister would be the fucking craziest thing. Especially we just had one recently. That'd be the maddest thing. That'd be the most MMA thing that could happen, but sadly not. But what do you think about the co-main event, the real fucking main event there, Smith versus Spann 2? What do you think?
Oh, don't even get me fucking started. I've actually been tossing up if I should make a video ranting about the UFC making that fight. I think I'm going to do it.
I don't know. Everyone, he's the favourite as well. Everyone's picking Spann. I don't know, man. I'm picking Smith by like KO in the first round again. I'm just not convinced that they're any different. Like, I don't see the new patient Spann that people seen, because the only things he had since that was Kutalaba, who was losing to Reyes, who he jabbed and got KO'd by because Reyes was literally a broken fucking man in that fight because Yuri nearly killed him basically. And then he almost got chin again by Krylov and then got triangled. I don't see the new patient Spann that everyone's seen. Like, if he had like a 3-rounder and like looked good and composed, I would have got it. But I don't think he looks any different than how he did before the Smith fight.
I agree. I'm going with Smith as well. I just think fight makes no fucking sense.
Like Smith is like, he's older. He took damage, but Ryan Spann does not fucking throw good calf kicks. Like Ankle Alive and Johnny Walker will dig the leg like that. I just don't see Ryan Spann, like, Smith's not got like a bad chin. He gets dropped, but he didn't get put out cold, do you know what I mean? He's one of them guys that you can trust and he can get a couple shots at least, maybe. I don't know, I think Smith should maybe catch him again. And then Jiu-Jitsu, I think it's pretty even, so I don't know that really evens up at all.
Maybe fucking Ryan Spann will have the El Sawadi fucking effect and have a chin randomly for this fight.
Yeah, fucking, let's get away from fucking Glory. Let's start focusing on fucking Fortis, see what they're doing, man. Let's see if there's a change to any other fighters.
like I don't know if we start seeing fucking Ryan Spann eating every shot that fucking Anthony Smith throws at him, then they got to investigate fucking Saud for whatever the fuck he's doing. Because
If Span takes 2 clean punches and survives, I'm gonna be suspicious.
yeah, then they have to arrest fucking Saud for like fucking black magic or something. Because there's no way fucking any of his fighters should have chins at this point. Most of his fighters have been brutally KO'd like 7 times, like each.
Yeah. If I wouldn't be surprised if someone in like the fucking deepest, darkest fucking parts of the Congo in Africa had seen that a witch doctor tending to the fucking Saif Saud and Chanel and Mayfield and Nzetchu and Span in a little fucking tiki hut, putting some
If we get
fucking dark
fucking
magic on them.
Matt Schnell versus fucking Davison Figueiredo and he eats every fucking power shot that Figueiredo throws, then yeah, I'm calling in like the fucking paranormal detectives to fucking go investigate Fortress MMA.
Figueiredo comes in his little fucking stance, just plants a fucking 2 down the pipe, and Snell just goes, fucking come on, starts begging him on, starts fucking smacking himself. Snell
Also, I just realized the perfect thumbnail. We need a thumbnail of like Ghostbusters, and it's like the Ghostbusters like investigating fucking Fortress MMA or something.
Yeah, if I can get if it's a picture of the Ghostbusters and a building in front of him, and I can just put the fucking logo in front of it and just say Saud in front of him like he sums up or something. Yeah, I'll work in it. I'll work in it. People, I want someone to just discover that playlist and just be so baffled by the thumbnails because none of them are related in any way at all.
My mate, because I sent my videos to my mate today, and he said that he loved the thumbnail with fucking Tank Abbott and fucking Oleg.
There's no correlation between any of the thumbnails. There's 3 of them so far that have been edited, and they're all completely fucking random from different points of the podcast. You'd have to get in deep to like, understand what the fuck they're even about. That's the intrigue, though. You get brought in and you have to find out what the thumbnail's referencing. That's the whole point.
Exactly. The perfect clickbait.
Why is the Bellator logo and Johnny Eblin in front of a fucking ancient Indian burial ground? Why is this fucking... It's actually a fucking shot from a Pet Cemetery, the movie. It was a shot from that. And it's like the Wendigos fucking buried fucking like little fucking hideout, man. That's what it was. It's just fucking AJ McKean, fucking Scott Coker in front of it.
Fuck it. Amazing. But yeah, fucking if Ryan Spann does manage to win, then yeah, Anthony Smith is probably gonna retire, I reckon.
Yeah, especially if he's beat up and he gets like finished, he's like, oh, the way, can you not just see this, right? I can see this perfectly. It gets dropped like a straight right and he tries the single leg and he just gets finished with a single leg. And Span just landing hammer fist, like the side of the head, and Smith just can't move out the way.
Imagine it looking very similar to Greg Hardy versus Juan Adams.
That is the funniest fucking stoppage ever because Juan Adams was literally just not doing anything but getting hit in the head. And the referee was like looking at him, was like, it's not bad, but this guy is just not fucking moving. He's just getting smacked in the side of his head, and he just they stop it.
Like he wasn't even out or anything. He just got up and he was just bleeding a shit ton because he was literally just fucking whacked.
And Hardy got busted open as well, like because Juan Adams cracked him straight away, and Hardy got his fucking like lip busted or his nose busted open somehow.
Was that the fight where Big Dan Mergliotto like fucking shook his head when Greg Hardy did his little fucking dance when he got his hand raised?
I don't know, maybe. It was him that refed it. I know it was Mergliotto that refed it, so it probably was, yeah. See, that Greg Hardy 2019 one, that was something special. When he fought like 6 times that year, that was fucking ridiculous.
I remember it ending with him versus Volkov, and I'm like, oh, he's going to get smoked. And then he actually like lost a 29-28 to fucking Volkov.
Yeah, with a fucking broken hand on short notice. Like, how the fuck did that happen? Like, that was before Volkov kind of got big, like for like the Walt Harris fight and shit. But still, like Volkov was still like winning fights. Didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that was a weird fucking. I remember him. Oh my god, do you remember the fucking the asthma puffer fucking incident?
Yeah, against the GOAT, against Ben Sassoli, the combat wombat.
He's like, it's USADA approved. No, it fucking wasn't. It got fucking overturned as soon as the fight finished. It was overturned because he used a fucking asthma puffer.
Which is a weird. I do have a take on that. Like, you probably should allow. It should at least be clear for some fighters because it's not like a thing of just like it's a bit of energy. Like some people with asthma, they need that fucking inhaler to fucking breathe properly, or he would have collapsed. You know what I mean? Like I think there should be some way to regulate it for like one puff in between the rounds. You know what I mean? Because it's like, as a fucking safety risk if people with asthma don't get their fucking inhaler. Like it's not like a little like, oh, was that a breath? It's like, no, this guy's about to fucking collapse if you don't give him
I
it.
always think about that. Imagine if there's like some real fucking amazing fighter, but he can never be champion because he can't go
Yeah.
25 minutes without like fucking having an asthma attack.
I know it's a bit unrelated, but the same thing is like I can't believe I know Justin Kish, but I can't believe no one's like viciously shit himself in the UFC before. Like just everywhere. Like you think it happens sometimes, like you get kept your body count, it's like, oh god, it's coming out.
No, you know what I think about? It's like, why do they let you drink water in between rounds? I would literally need a piss. Like, I don't know.
I think what that is, I think it's the adrenaline that keeps it in. It's the same thing why people, if you ever notice people in the UFC don't cough or sneeze during a fight, because I've looked at this before, your body doesn't allow it, because it's focusing on doing other shit, so you wouldn't even need to cough or sneeze. I've always wondered that. Why you never see a UFC fighter coughing or something? It never happens, but that's why, because all the sweat and shit builds up and the adrenaline.
But
I think
after 25 minutes, after that adrenaline dump, you'd fucking surely need a piss.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the pissing and shitting, because we've seen that disprove. We've just seen Justin Kish, you know. That must have been horrifying. Being there on bottom, just on there's shit dripping out of you, and it's on camera, and that's just wondering, like, can people see this? Like, you just be like dripping down. That is such an unfortunate.
Romero shot himself against
Brunson. Yeah, his fucking purple shorts got fucking turned round the back. Yeah, at least he didn't like leak out though. Do you know what I mean? Like hers were fucking on the fucking floor, stained up. It was like that viral video as well. The fucking fat heavyweight guy in the regional scene shit himself with the fucking beam.
That
fucking
was horrible.
Yeah, the fucking the guy that Canman zooms into it as well. The little fucking bits on the floor.
What do you think would be like the funniest fighter to shit themselves in the fucking octagon? Like,
I don't know. Probably like, I don't know. It would be the funniest fighter to just, I don't know, man. It would be the funniest fighter to shit themselves. Probably if Bilal shot himself, would be quite funny.
I was literally about to say fucking Bilal Muhammad.
Probably if Bilal just shit himself, would be quite funny.
He's like, why? It's because I'm from Chicago? It's like, fucking no, it's because you just fucking shat on the octagon below.
Yeah, everyone's like, what? And he's like, what? Because I'm fucking Chicago? What do you got against me? Yeah? It's because he's literally just covered in his own shit, just fucking festering it. Yeah.
Especially imagine him beating fucking Edwards, and all everyone would be talking about would be him shitting his pants.
Yeah, the fucking decisions getting read out, and everyone just, oh. There's when a replay of the moment of impact.
Actually, no, I thought of another one. Fucking imagine Paddy shitting himself in the fucking octagon.
I mean, Paddy's fucking 1 for 3 on the fucking bodily fluids in the cage, so maybe we can see him fall through. Yeah, Paddy would the type of guy to like fucking playing it though. Paddy would probably take. I can see Paddy handling one of the best out of any of the fighters.
I'm surprised fucking Brock Lesnar didn't fucking shit himself against Alistair Overeem after the diverticulitis.
Diverticulitis, yeah. Fucking needing kicked in the body and shit, yeah.
Fucking destroying his body. Like, I'm surprised he didn't fucking shit himself.
Yeah, that's a fucking tough, man. Fair play to Brock Lesnar, man. I know people chant him a bit, especially looking back at it, some people chant him. But like, that's a fucking tough fucking guy, man, to go through that shit. And not just give up. Like, he stuck in there and tried to fucking get back in that fight, so fair play him.
Fuck, I wish Brock Lesnar had more UFC fights. I fucking love Brock Lesnar. He was literally the reason I found out what UFC was.
Yeah, it's a fucking anomaly, man, of how well he did for how little experience did. I know he's an amateur wrestler, but still, man.
So fucking quick for his size as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. The way covered distance in Octagon. I was going to try to... There's a couple points in like the last 10 minutes I've tried to like bring it back to what we're talking about, and I feel like we just kept going on different. This is the fucking a tangent thing. We just kept going in different directions. I think I was going to go back to the card, the cream card, not the cream card, the Singapore card. It should have been Korea, let's be honest. And it was the feature fight. It was Giga versus Caceres. MMA Guru is picking Caceres by submission, I think, or by decision maybe. So how do you feel about that?
I'm going with Giga. I reckon if Songwoo choose fucking dropping you, I reckon Giga can finish you. But I do think Alex Caceres is a live dog in this fight.
You have to be concerned about Giga's time off, and the fact that the time off was caused by that fucking horrific beatdown by Cater. But Caceres has little to none finishing ability. I think we've learned that. Like, the last guy finished was like Austin Springer, who, to be fair, did beat Giga. That's one. So maybe that argument nullifies itself.
His last finish was Sungwoo Chu.
Oh yeah, he subbed him, because he dropped, and then there was like the whole thing, like it was an illegal knee, right? And he got back up and took his back. Okay, Sungwoo Choi. So that was like Costa Vittoria, I think maybe. So that was October 22. It wasn't that long ago. 21. Yeah, it would have been 21. So close. October 22 would have been like.
No, I think it was actually I think it was Brunson Holland. So yeah, that would have been early.
Yeah, Brunson Holland was March 2021. I don't think it was Brunson. I swear him versus Sung Woo Choi was Costa Vittori because I like Dawson versus Ricky Glenn and shit like that. You can check. I think that, but I swear it was October 21 then. Because would have been 22.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, yeah, my bad. Fucking
Yeah, because Brunson Holland was meant to
later
have.
than that, honestly.
Yeah, Brunson Holland was meant to have Paul Craig, Jamal Hill, Gillespie versus Brad Riddell. A couple fights in that card.
Fuck. Looking back, fucking Gillespie versus Brad Riddell would have been really interesting.
Yeah, you've been a sick fucking. I feel bad for Brad Riddell, man. I actually really like him, man. He's just cannot fucking get the jiu-jitsu down. It seems like. It seems like he's too embedded in Muay Thai. He cannot fix his body to work on the ground. It seems like.
He's coming back. He took his time off. He's coming back. I think he was gonna come back for 293, but I don't know what the update for that situation is. But
I thought it was a 293, man. Fucking 293's been fucking abandoned.
Oh, I'm glad you fucking mentioned that. I will get back to the Singapore card. So I was complaining. I made a video saying how much of a disaster the card was, but they you know the MMA gods heard my prayers. They booked Nasrat Hakparas versus Landon Quinones for UFC 293. Now nobody can complain about this card anymore.
My two favourite Australian fighters, Morocco's Nasrat Hakparas versus America's Landon Quinones. I'm so excited to watch that fight. There's absolutely zero relevance to the card whatsoever.
And not only does it not make any fucking sense, why the fuck is Jason Knight not getting the call up? Why is Landon Quinones got subbed in 30 seconds on Tough?
In the first round. In the first round of the quarterfinals, not even the semi.
Yeah, it was literally he only fought on Tough once, and he got subbed in 30 seconds. And Dana thought, this kid's tough. We gotta get him a UFC contract. Fuck Jason Knight. Like,
to be fair, like he went into a split decision against fucking Mohamed Naimov, the guy that beat Malarkey. So like that's a decent outside the UFC resume, but like it does completely ruin the point of having an Ultimate Fighter season. And no, I don't get it, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. Didn't even get to semi-finals, subbed instantly. I don't know.
If you're gonna get any lightweight who lost their first fight, you've got to get Lee Hammond.
Yeah. And then because he was what's it called? Quinones was on that Titan FC card with Dean Barry. He was in a grappling match. And I said, well, this guy's career just fucking went off. He went from fucking the Ultimate Fighter, chancing the UFC, to fighting in this fucking warehouse in the middle of fucking the Bayou in Florida on Dean Barry's card, and then now he's on the fucking pay-per-view card in the UFC against Nasrat, who's in. Not even like Nasrat's like a bottom feeder. Like if he beats Nasrat, he's in the fucking conversation for like one more shot to the rankings. You know what I mean? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said maybe fucking Landon Quinones is going to be the Andre Petroski. Maybe he's going to go beat Nasrat. He's going to derail the Paddy Pimblett hype train. He's going to knock out fucking Matt Pravola, and then he's going to actually go in there and run through Arman Tazoukian.
Well, if he's the new Petroski, then it would have to be like. It'd come in, have to be. I know you said new Michael Gilmore, just drop that fucking email. Michael Gilmore. So it'd have to beat Nasrat, and he'd have to have his Hu Yuzong performance. So he'd have to go a close decision against a shit guy. So that'd be like him versus like Sam Patterson, I guess. And it goes tooth and nail with Patterson, just about exit out there. And then have to have his Maximov performance, which would have who's the Maximov of lightweight where he's undefeated and he could beat him easily. I'm trying to think. Undefeated at lightweight is tough.
Ansel Jubilee.
Anshul Jubilee. That's very, very fucking good as well. Anshul Jubilee, yes. And he'd have to beat him instantly by KO. And then he's got to have his fucking tournament performance, which I guess would be like someone like who's like a tournament lightweight outside the rankings? Probably someone like fucking
Terence McKinney?
Yeah, like Terence McKinney, and they have to beat him by decision. And then who the GM3 lightweight would be
fucking Frivola.
I would have said RDA because he's older, but you know what I mean? But not really RDA because he's a welterweight right now. So yeah, Frivola, I guess.
Like GM3, do you mean fight style or just like a veteran who beats?
I mean, like, I don't. When I went through this, I don't mean like fight style. I mean just like the record and like the notoriety.
Clay Guida?
Yeah, Clay Guida. Yes, Clay Guida basically, and they have to almost lose to him. So that's if Quinones is going to follow Petroski's footsteps. And after beating Guida, they have to find a fucking paedophile in the bathroom going home, which is apparently fucking. Did you see that video of Petroski?
Yeah, I did see that video with Andre Petroski.
That's a tough bit. Imagine being a fucking nonce in a fucking kid's fucking bathroom and you get caught by a UFC fucking fighter's corner. That is tough. That is a tough run of things, man.
Have you seen those videos where like the pedos and like the pedos fight the fucking child catchers, like the predator catchers?
Yeah, but that's one of my favourite little fucking subgenres of videos, man. There's the guy who was on Tough, the Volkanovski Ortega season, Dustin Lampros. That's what he does. I think he quit fighting now. He's like a fucking predator catcher on like YouTube and shit. Dustin Lampros.
Oh, I respect it.
That's what he does now. He was the guy that he was. You remember the blonde guy, Vince Murdoch, who
Yeah.
he lost. He fought like who did he fight? He fought that fucking guy that Sean Wood. He fought Luis Saldana Kindle series. That guy. He knocked him out, and then Lampros. I think he's given up fighting now, and he's just fucking catching predators. So being a service to the world, I guess, which is admirable.
I watched one where it was like this big fat guy who was a predator, and he literally got into like this skinny fucking guy with like MMA gloves was just like fucking teeing off at him in a fucking supermarket.
I don't know. It's funny.
So fucking good.
You do have to, because like, no one's got to have sympathy for them, but like I think you can get fucked up by the police if you do that. I feel like if you take it into your own hands and go up to them and like try and you start fighting them just out of the fact that you know who they are and make it a public thing, I think the police can get you in trouble for that. Even if the guy you're beating up is unknown, I think the police can still do something about it. So I have to play them things very carefully now you do it.
Yeah, definitely. But it was just so funny, like the fucking every time the fucking predator, like he'd try and fight him back, and then he'd just get fucking whacked. And this guy who was whacking him was about fucking 60 kilos lighter than him, and he's just fucking him up.
We were thinking about this, and this is an old MMA Guru piece of lore. We're talking about a tough season. It's called Tough Behind Bars, and it's fucking Prison FC. So it'd be, I think it'd be Team War Machine versus Team Abel Trujillo, and it'd be all the fighters who went to jail in a tough season fighting in the fucking prison yard. And that's the plot of the show.
Jesus Christ! And then you have fucking prison warden fucking Dan Hardy, because I remember Dan Hardy putting out tweets about how they need to fucking give Abel Trujillo the fucking death sentence.
I mean,
I do agree with Dan Hardy there, even though he blocked me on Twitter.
Yeah, I don't know, but the thing was like people like that. I always feel like the death sentence is kind of like a cheap way out, because that's I get the whole. It's like if you kill someone, they always look at it as like it's a life for a life, eye for an eye. But I always think like you've done like a heinous crime, especially if you're like a fucking serial nonce and you've like I don't know what words I can say here or not, but if you've like ruined the lives of multiple kids. I feel like getting the death sentence, like that's like an easy way out. Do you know what I mean? That should be like prison, and then they should. I know they can't do this because like human rights stuff, but it should be like daily lashings in prison and daily like torture. Do you know what I mean? I know they can't do that because that's like against human like rights and shit. But if you do that, man, I feel like it's fair game. Like the prison tactic to like just fucking paddle you and whip you and shit daily. I just think that's how it should be.
I reckon they should make it that any nonce in the United States. That nonce has to like get fucking brutalized by Cain Velasquez. Just that's his community service for.
As long as Kane's in a fucking confined space and he can't fucking miss his shots and hit a fucking car, do you know what I mean? And I'm okay with it. As long as he can fucking contain his fucking shots in a little fucking tight room and beat them up, then I'm fine with that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Going back onto the Singapore card.
What a transition that is, Jesus! What a transition! Only on the Commonwealth Connection podcast can we go from beating child predators to back to UFC Singapore.
We're gonna get back on track.
Only on this podcast, man. Fucking hell, Jesus Christ! Let's go for it, man. Let's go.
I don't think you did you give your prediction for Alex Caceres versus Giga? I don't think you actually did.
Yeah, I've got Giga. I've got Giga by decision. I think Caceres can make it interesting, but I think he's just so unconventional that it's almost a detriment to his success in the sport. Too awkward and stuff to actually succeed.
Wait, we were talking about Alex Caceres' finishes. He head kick KO'd Arosa last December.
True. The thing is with Arosa though, his chin, yeah, if you want to put it like that, yeah. His chin is the issue. I'll just say that, just silence his chin. Yeah. So that is what I was thinking. But I don't know about Rosa, man. It's like beating him
is up there with like Michael Johnson in
100%.
Chinned by Artem Lobov, but beats up Team Dowdu for a 30-27.
Brutally chinned by Lobov and Tough, yeah, and loses easily to Fernando Padilla, but then beats and finishes Sean Woodson, Charles Jourdain, Nate Landwehr, skills Dowdu, and then gets head kicked killed by fucking Julio Larcy, flying knees Jamal Emmers. There's no fucking logic to that guy's career. The new guy in the mix, we've got Craig Johnson Erosa. Cage Warriors officially at the weekend, not the weekend, on Tuesday when Elliot won, that confirmed to me that Madar Slaminas is the Michael Johnson of Cage Warriors. Beats Oban Elliot easily, schools George Hardwick, beats undefeated Jesse Orhone brutally, beats fucking Matty Keevy, schools Kavinsky, but then can't fucking beat fucking Matt Figlak or Carl Pedasolo Jr. His career has been the fucking biggest mindfuck ever. He is the Michael Johnson of Cage Warriors. This undisputed now.
Oh, the Figlak brothers.
Yeah, true. And because fucking Mike Figlak beat Oban Elliot, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
How the fuck did Oban Elliott ever make lightweight?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
That explains how he got chinned by Figlak, because I think that weight cut would have been big for him.
He didn't get chinned. He got fucking ground and pound TKO'd, but yeah, it looked kind of just it was just kind of weak. That's one of the, if you watch the unlocked that card, if you can find whatever Cage Warriors card it was and go on YouTube and search Cage Warriors 114 whatever unlocked and scroll through the bit where Oban Elliott and Figlak start fighting in the hotel. So fucking funny, man. Figlak and his brother both show up in like fucking balaclavas and shit because it was during the pandemic. And then they just start fucking screaming at each other. It was so funny. Oban Elliott in fucking Welsh and Figlak in his fucking broken English. It was so funny. One of the best Cage Warriors behind the scenes moments.
I think for the Australian scene, I think the Michael Johnson's this guy called Dimps Gillies. If you've ever watched this fight with Josh Kuhn, you have to watch it. It's one of the best fights I've ever seen. But he's fucked up so many good fighters, but most of the time it's just grapplers who give him problems. But he had honestly, arguably beat fucking Blood Diamond in their fight. Beat all these guys, but then loses. He gets I don't know. He just loses fights that he shouldn't lose.
I have to look him up then. I'll find out about the new fucking inconsistent fighters in the UFC.
Yeah, he's a fucking beast. This guy's got like a Max Holloway chin as well. Like he's fucking so durable. Never been chinned or anything. He just seems to lose to grapplers, but he also lost to Blood Diamond. But he rocked Blood Diamond and shit. But you got to watch him. That's Josh Kuhn.
He's a 170 welterweight.
Okay, so Dims Gilly started his career at heavyweight, went to light heavyweight, fought at middleweight, then moved to welterweight, moved down to lightweight, and then he was booked for a featherweight fight, and then he said he plans to move down to bantamweight.
What the fuck? What was speedrunning the fucking UFC fucking quick fights? What was he doing?
He's a fucking beast. He is so durable as well.
How tall is he? Like, what kind of build are we working with here?
I think he's like 5'9".
Fucking heavyweight at 5'9". Jesus Christ. What a beast. Must have been just fucking like morbidly obese, I guess.
Yeah, so he's 6-4 in pro MMA. He fought, so I think his heavyweight fights were all in boxing, but he fought at middleweight in MMA.
Like Sean Woodson, basically.
Yeah, so he fought middleweight in MMA. But yeah, he beat Blake Donnelly when he was undefeated. Beat Josh Kuhn, who's pretty underrated, pretty good prospect, who was literally, if he beat Dim Skilly, he probably would have been on Dana White Contender Series. But then he loses to 4-5 Craig Callahan, but beats fucking 2-1 Sam Flint. But this guy is just a fucking unit. But yeah, how tall is he? Oh, it doesn't even fucking say. But I'll send you a highlight videos of him. There's a bunch of highlights of him when he was a middleweight. It's fucking amazing. He's chinning these guys twice his size.
I'll forget I'm watching.
I love when guys start off at real heavy weight divisions and then they make their way down slowly. It's my favorite part of fighting.
Yeah, fucking the Cannoneer special.
Yeah, literally Joe Riggs. He had I think he fought at super heavyweight at one point. He was 300 pounds and then ended up as a welterweight in the UFC.
Fucking hell, yeah. And Joe Riggs, obviously, yeah, people know Joe Riggs is the fucking Nick Diaz instant and stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, and he was the first guy to miss weight for a championship fight against Matt Hughes.
I didn't know it. Good little fucking factor.
Yeah, and literally every fucking person in the arena was booing the shit out of him because during the announcement, Bruce Buffer was like, "This was originally meant to be a championship fight, but Joe Riggs missing weight," and everyone's like, "Ooh!"
Why the fuck? Why did they do him like that, man? What the fuck? They never do it in the UFC now. Where they fucking out him like that. The best you get is at the weigh when Joe Rogan goes he has missed weight. That's all they get now. And then fucking Bruce Buffer fucking publicly fucking shaming you.
Literally during the fight, like literally has to let everyone know this is a 3-round fight because of this fucking dickhead.
I mean, they'll just fucking shame them, but they fucking spot it on him and get a right fucking throw shit on him.
Like
Terrible,
literally,
man.
they're trying to fucking like guilt trip fucking Joe Riggs. They're guilt tripping anyone. You miss weight, fucking, you're gonna get fucking named and shamed by fucking Bruce Buffer.
Maybe they should have stuck with that then. That could have been a good deterrence for fighters to keep weight, especially in front of a fucking packed crowd at a pay-per-view. That could be a fucking good deterrent, honestly.
Could you imagine them doing that for poor fucking Charlie Olives though?
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that would be a weird one, especially in fucking Gates' fucking hometown as well. Fucking Arizona, that'd been tough. No, hometown, I know it's a state. You know.
Fucking hell, poor Charles. Do you think the Charles Islam rematch is going to go the exact same, or do you reckon it'll be more competitive, less competitive?
I'm going to be more competitive. The first round was pretty competitive, but I don't know. I will pick Islam, but I'm not opposed from. I will not be surprised if Oliver still wins, because I genuinely do still think that fight's very close, especially their styles. And I don't know. I will pick Islam, but I think it's still a very interesting fight. Like, I don't think that's if you run that fight 50 times, I don't think that's an Islam wins 40 of them, Oliver wins 10. I think it could be very even across them.
Honestly, I had a dream. And I had a dream before he fought Dariush, and I had a dream Charles literally finished Islam the way he ended up finishing Dariush. It was so fucking weird. I had the weirdest deja vu when he was like fucking pounding in Dariush's face. But
it could happen, man.
Normally when I dream about fight endings, the opposite happens. Like I had a dream that fucking... I don't know if I ever told you about the dream I had about GM3 feeding Hamzat Chimaev to lions.
That does ring a bell, but I can't say I remember word for word. But I feel like I do have a vague memory of you saying that. Maybe not.
So the day before Hamza fought GM3, I'm like fucking having a lucid dream where fucking GM3 and Hamza are fighting in like a fucking platform in a coliseum, and GM3's barbarically beating the fuck out of Hamza. Then he throws him to a cage full of lions that eat Hamza, and then I wake up sweating.
I feel like it does ring a bell now. I feel like I do remember something. I've had a couple of dreams about fighting. I've never had a dream about like a fight coming up though. It's always a fighter in another situation. I had a fucking horrific. I might have said this before. I can't even call it a dream. It was a nightmare. It was roughly a week after CLD's fight against Petrosian, and he went in a losing streak, and he got cut from the UFC and then lost in like some bum promotion in America. Because he kept losing to guys with negative records. I remember in my dream, checking Tapology. In the dream, I checked Tapology, and it was a fight in the street somewhere. It looked like some kind of like third world country, and he got jumped during the fight, and he rolled it as a TKO because he got jumped by fans. I remember waking up. I woke up and I genuinely checked Tapology because I was concerned that I'd like missed something. And I had to check that it was still the Petrosian fight because I had it, and it was in these. It was like my vision was like the fight view that you get if you checked on YouTube. Like over the cage, and he was like fighting this fucking guy in this little fucking middle of nowhere. It looked like early LFA, like no light and shit. Could not say anything. He's fighting this guy, and he's just fucking losing. Negative record. I was fucking horrified.
Fucking hell! I don't know if you've ever heard of like the WWE fucking hardcore championship. It was like this belt where you had to defend it 24/7. It sounds like fucking CLD's got the fucking hardcore championship. He's just getting fucking jumped. His record's changing everywhere he fucking goes.
Oh, that's surprised, man. It was like the fight wasn't in a cage; it was in the street, and there was people just started jumping him. And he got rolled a TKO loss because he got jumped by a bunch of people.
Did his record did it count as an individual loss for every fan that jumped him, or was it
I think it was one loss. I remember it was at least he'd lost 4 on Tapology, not including the. I remember it seeing. I can't obviously remember it completely perfect. I remember seeing the green and then the red, and at least like 4 or 5 reds of the loss. I remember a couple of them was like negative. It was like some guy. It was just like a guy's called like Joe something, like the most basic names that my fucking brain can think of. Just negative record loss, and then that was one. It counted as one loss. It was not like a one loss per person that participated in the beatdown. It was one loss, but yeah. And I woke up thinking, fucking hell, you know what I mean? Have them fucking things you wake up and it's a bad situation. You know, I'm doing something you fucking regret, and you wake up and you think, oh, it was a fucking dream. I don't have to deal with the consequences of that. It was one of them ones, man. It was a moment of fucking gratitude.
Yeah, I had a dream like that a few months ago, where I was dreaming, and in my dream, I went through a red light, and literally in my dream, on my peripheral vision, I could just see a car coming on the other side to smash into me. And I fucking wake up, and my chest is like fucking beating, like, okay, I didn't actually get my car smashed up.
Yeah, what you know the dreams where it's like something you fall or fall into something, you wake up and you feel like you've just fucking fell from it. I had a dream where I got attacked by a fucking little dog, like a little fucking Yorkshire Terrier. I woke up like that in my fucking bed, and it fucking startles you awake, and you feel like it kind of impacts you. It's one of them ones. Really, if you fall from a fucking building, you wake up, you fucking jolt up. That's one of them ones. One of the fucking scares
I
of shit you when you wake up.
I can't remember exactly who it was, but I had a dream about some fighter like who blocked me on Twitter. I remember them like fucking tapping me in the shoulder in the street, and I remember hearing their voice, and I'd look back and I just see a fist coming towards me, and I wake up like in a jolting fucking way, like Jesus Christ.
I cannot remember the details of the stream. All I know is that I was in some sort of apartment, like city, like New York type apartment with Ian Gary and his wife, and I was speaking to them. I can't remember like what it was about or what happened. But I just remember being in like some well lit apartment. You know, I was with Ian Gary and his wife, and I was just speaking to them. I don't know what the context was. Somewhere, I think, because I was watching, you know, the UFC watch party things they put in Fight Pass.
Yeah, yeah.
There was a watch party one, and it was for Adesanya versus Blachowicz, and one of the groups was this is when he was still in Cage Wars, by the way, and I don't think they were even announced date at this point. I think that's when they were still like kind of secret relationship. It was Ian Gary. They didn't refer to each other as they were in a relationship, so this is before they were officially a couple. Ian Gary, his wife, his current wife, Darren Stewart, and Bazinga from the Sidemen. That was the group. Yeah, on Fight Pass, the watch party for 259. Bazinga from the Sidemen, Darren Stewart when he's still in the UFC, Ian Gary and his girlfriend, and they fucking like missed the finishes because they were speaking to each other. That's before they were an official thing. I think that's when they're still like kind of secretly dating at that point, because he was in Cage Wars at that point. I don't think he was even champion. Maybe it might have been might have been champion at that point. Maybe not. But yeah, maybe my brain correlated that to somehow put me in the same room as them. I remember speaking to them, but I don't remember what they talked about or like what happened after. But yeah, that was one of the random ones.
God, I hope I have a dream tonight that I'm in a watch party. I actually like those fucking watch party videos and all that stuff. Like when they do them, they don't. I get annoyed that they skip the cards I really want to see. Like they didn't do one for Volk versus Islam. I don't think.
They do them for like every other card. It's like or every other two cards they do it. It's very inconsistent.
I remember seeing one, and I can't remember which fighter it was, but I remember Steve-O saying he doesn't like Volk, and then fucking few like years later, he's doing fucking cooking with Volk, or he's on some show with Volk. It's like you're a fucking two-faced cunt, Steve-O.
I think it was one of after the Volkanovski Holloway fight. I think a couple of the tweets came up. Was one of them was a Steel fight saying, "Yeah, that's what it was." After Volk beat Holloway in the second fight, the controversial one, the tweets come up, and then Volkanovski kept saying like, "I can't remember what Volkanovski." Yeah, let's make a statement, and Steve was like, "Yes, that is exactly what I was thinking of."
I remember it. It's engraved. Yes. It literally made me build a hatred towards Steve-O. I was like, "You prick."
Some of them like it was like I think Michael Johnson was like, I mean, it got that, and a couple of people were like, "Oh, maybe that was a bit of a," and Steve was just like, that is not a fucking statement," you know what I mean? It's a real fucking voice.
I remember it exactly. It was like, way to make a statement in fucking
quotation. Yeah, that's definitely that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, when he was in his little interview with John Anik on the little fucking screen, that's what it was, man. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, then during the Ortega versus Volkanovski watch along, he's literally just straight says, "Yeah, I don't like Volkanovski." It's like,
I don't know why you don't like him. I never had a point. So my first fight I seen of his live was the Holloway rematch, and I was rooting for Holloway. And at the time, I thought bad decision because I was that was when I've been watching the sport for about a month at that point, so I was very impressionable on what a decision was. I remember rewatching it thinking, yeah, that's not a bad decision. That's actually an underratedly great judging performance from them judges, by the way. Fair play to them for that one. But yeah, at the time I don't remember thinking it was a bad decision, but watching it back, definitely not. But I never hated Volk. I hated him that one night when I went to bed. I was thinking, what a fucking little bitch, man. and ever since the Ortega tough season, I've always liked him because I liked him when doing the Ortega thing, and I liked him ever since then as well. I picked him ever since then as well. So I never really hated him as a person, though, really.
How his perception changed. Like it went from like every fucking comment on his, like he posted a photo of him and his family, and the comments were like, "That's Max's family." It's like,
yeah.
Then
I was
Yeah, sorry, you go on.
I was going to say, that was the MMA community, until their fucking third fight, they would never let it go. Volkanovski would never get away with that. He had to make that trilogy with Holloway, because people would never take him seriously. No matter what he did, every fucking comment section was fucking 3-2 max, 1-1. Or some people even thought fucking Holloway won the first fight, which is
I have no
ridiculous to
idea
me.
how the fuck anyone ever thought that fucking Holloway beat Volk in the first fight.
Volkanov, I know it probably isn't, but there is an actual argument for Volkanov going in every round of that first fight.
Yeah, no, literally, I don't get how anyone can argue Max won the first fight.
Yeah, I don't know. And then there's like people who adamantly think that Jones did beat Reyes, which is like, it was not a schooling, but I don't know how he scored any of the first 2 rounds for Jones. I've watched that fight so many times, and it's like, I just don't see the argument at all. And there's people who adamantly go by it that he did not lose to Reyes. I just don't get it.
Oh, they'll say it so confidently, and they'll be like, "Close fights aren't robberies," and then they'll put like a shrugging emoji. It's like, fuck off! Like literally, Reyes won 3 rounds.
Close
Even
fights
live
aren't.
when I watched it, I was rooting for Jones, and I was happy Jones won because I thought Reyes was a bit of a weirdo. I'm like, oh, this fucking guy! Like at the press conference saying, "I'm an athlete. He's never faced an athlete. I used to play baseball." It's
Track
like,
athlete, yeah. I am Dominic Reyes. Fucking best in ever,
like
man.
how are you
I
gonna
am.
be? I'm
Dominic
Dominic Reyes.
Kind of fucking Chad though. Kind of based. I am Dominic Reyes.
Let's be honest.
That is a weird. And he actually fucking did beat him. You know, it's actually the craziest thing ever. Dominic Reyes, this fucking random cunt who beat OSP and Weidman, just came out of nowhere and beat Jones and then never fucking won again. What a good.
I know,
But yeah, the whole close fights aren't robbery thing, but then complain about Holloway versus Volkanovski like, makes no sense. There is no fucking sense.
Reyes. I've seen people say Holloway versus Volk is more of a robbery than fucking Reyes versus Jones.
Yeah, it's just autism, I think. I don't know, man. I was about to say something else about the Reyes Jones stuff. What was I about to say? I don't know, man. Fuck knows. Anyway. Oh yeah, people saying fucking Jones took Reyes' soul by just.
Yeah, I know.
He was never the same after beat Jones. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I think if anyone took his soul, it was the fucking judges.
Yeah, true. Yeah, just no motivation. I don't know, man. People still thought he was going to be young.
He left his gym and everything and fucking went and trained with his fucking brothers.
I don't know why he did it after the fucking Jones fight when it was one of his better performances. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. That just fucked him up. And then obviously Blachowicz put a beating on him. And then fucking
Jiri fight was in for it.
Yeah, then Jiri literally fucking took his soul.
Well, what happened, basically what it was, is Jan killed him, Jiri buried him, and Ryan Spann took a shit in the grave. That's basically what happened. That's how I describe those 3 fights, but yeah. I know it's a bit controversial now because people changed on it. I still kind of think Santos beat Jones as well. I know people don't think that anymore. I still kind of think Santos should have won though. I know it's a bit, but I don't know.
I'd have to rewatch it. I remember thinking Jones won, but I wasn't too educated on the scoring criteria last time I watched it.
Yeah, I watched that way after I started watching MMA. I watched it twice, and both times I think I had Santos 3-2.
Yeah, it was definitely Jones. Definitely like people talk about John Jones having like the highest fight IQ and all this shit. He literally had a one-legged opponent in him, and he fucking didn't like capitalize on it at all. Like I don't know, I feel like people overrate his fight IQ a little bit.
Yeah, let's be Thiago Santos. There was obviously a point when he was better. Like when he fought Jones, he was obviously better than he was when he came back. But being honest, Thiago Santos was never that good. To be honest, he was explosive and powerful, but his striking technique was pretty fucking shit. And
lost to Uriah Hall, got chinned by David Branch.
Yeah, and the David Branch fight wasn't that fucking long before he fought Jones either. The weight class moves and stuff, I know, but like. He blew his knee out very early in that fight, and Jones did not do much to him in that fight whatsoever. Like, the big damaging shots were Santos, and he was still fucking kicking him in the leg as well, so I don't know. Jones is just a very long, tall guy who's just a good athlete in condition. That's what I think of it.
All I know is Rob Wilkinson owns Thiago Santos.
True. I mean, they're both fucking in suspension, and they're both benched with each other. I know. Like an arm in arm, and then the entire fucking light heavyweight division of the PFL, to be honest. Have you seen the fucking card for the PFL finals? That is not doing well. If that's another pay-per-view for them, that is not getting any fucking bias because there's not a lot of interesting fights in that.
It's like Collard versus Mercier.
Yeah.
Fucking
Sadibou C versus fucking Kerimov rematch.
How do you pronounce his name?
Sadibou C.
I'm never going to pronounce his name
Maybe
right.
it's, maybe this had to be Sai, but it's definitely Sai
Sai.
was his
Okay,
first name.
Sai. I'm just going to call him Sai. That's all he's getting out of
Yeah.
me. I literally made a recap and prediction video and everything for PFL, and I fucking I pronounced his name like 5 different ways. And I'm like, all right, I'm just calling him fucking Sai.
What other ways you could say it? How would you pronounce it?
I pronounce it like Sadu, Sai,
Oh,
Su,
okay.
all this.
Su.
I don't even fucking know. I don't. His name it's like a tongue twister for my accent.
That's true. There's a couple. Yeah, that's true. Accents can definitely
Like
change different.
I was saying Oliver Umber Mercier fucking, but I was like, if you go watch my PFL prediction video, I said his name in like 4 different ways. Like I couldn't get Auburn Mercier out right. It was
There's a fighter name I can't say properly. I can't remember who it is. I'm not gonna be able to remember it. If you let me think 2 seconds, but there's a fighter name who I can't say properly. It's a short name, and I just can never say it without fucking messing up. But anyway, the PFL thing, so yeah, light heavyweight is fucking Silveira versus Kasanganay, which is, to be fair to them, it's not the worst thing they could have had after having the entire fucking division gutted, basically, because you had Santos gone, Wilkinson, Frackruden, like they were all got fucking benched for the testing positive. There was that, and then Wilford as well got positive. And then middleweight, I don't think that fucking middleweight division PFL is there. It's welterweight after that.
No.
So yeah, so it's Sai versus Kerimov, and Auburn Mercier versus Collard. Featherweight is fucking Jesus Bredo versus Gabriel Braga, which is, I don't know, that one.
Fuck.
And then the women's...
No,
there's no bantamweights, no fight. And then the women's one's Pacheco versus fucking Mokhtar Rikina.
What the fuck? Where the fuck is Kayla Harrison?
I don't know, man. Fuck no, it's probably retired. I don't know. She was commenting fucking Titan FC last time I seen her. The Dean Barry card.
Oh yeah, actually, I do. I remember that.
Yeah.
I started giggling to myself today. I was thinking about fucking Dean Barry's 4-second highlight video today.
Yeah. The fucking music is literally just him landing a trip, and then that's the end of it.
Why would you post a highlight video for a fight you got fucking dominated in? It just doesn't make any sense.
Oh, you got to have some moments. You know what I mean? You might show the fans with it.
It would be like fucking Neil Magny posting a highlight of him like clinching with Ian Gary for like 4 seconds after getting his fucking legs kicked out from under him for fucking 3 rounds.
Yeah, that was more prolonged, I guess. Maybe there was more chances of success with Barry was pretty fucking quick.
Be like fucking Neil Magny's got fucking Eye of the Tiger playing in the fucking background of the video, but it doesn't even get to the fucking chorus.
This doesn't get to the fucking dun. It just gets. It's just the dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
fucking 6-second highlight. It's just the fucking build up the drums. Yeah.
What would even a Neil Magny fucking highlight reel look like, if we're being honest? Like he has a few finishes on his record.
He's got highlights. He's got career highlights. It's like him like dropping a couple of people from like all his highlights are like fucking pre like Reebok basically. That's how you know you've got no fucking like when they were hyping up Vittori's fucking fight, it was like him and like the old Reebok shots getting a guillotine. Like that was how they were hyping up Vittori, because he's got no fucking highlights. Like him dropping Hermansson's the only other one they can get really.
Fucking Marvin Vittori.
Wait, can I say quickly? The only other Neil Magny highlight was in him finishing Craig White. That was it. The Welsh guy from Cage Warriors. It was like negative records. He went back to Cage Warriors. He went 0-4 Cage Warriors when he came back.
Craig White was like fucking obese or something out of camp. I think he used to cut down from like fucking 210 or some crazy shit like that. Yeah,
he was not made for getting to the UFC, man. That was not a fucking right guy to get there.
He lost to Diego Sanchez too, yeah.
Yeah, and then so did Mickey Gall as well. That was the little fucking streak he went on that Sanchez got there. Couple wins.
Fucking Diego. There's actually a guy on the Australian regional scene, and his nickname is literally Australian Diego Sanchez.
Is that like fucking John Phillips being the fucking White Mike Tyson? White Mike Tyson, John Phillips, the fucking best nickname.
Like, imagine fucking having your nickname literally be another man. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. Wait, let me check this.
I mean, speaking of, I mentioned it earlier, but fucking Ben Sissolo, the Combat Wombat, that is one of the best ones. The Combat Wombat is a fucking... He's
making a comeback. He's back.
Is he? Okay, good to see. He had one of my favourite when he was on Tough the same season, like fucking Espino and fucking Maurice Green. His little fucking home videos, like him filming a fucking dead bird outside of his house. Like, it cut to Ben Stone. It's like, here we are, and it's like outside his fucking house, there's a little fucking like dead animal outside of his house, and he's filming it. That was what his first fucking bit of footage was.
Have you seen his Tapology photo? It's him with like drawn on abs.
Yeah. A very famous one, yeah, from his fucking weigh-in. Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, I actually feel really bad for Ben Sazzoli. If you know his like what happened to him after the UFC, he was in jail for fucking 22 months.
For what?
So he was a bouncer, and some guy was being like a cockhead at the clubs, and Ben Sazzoli just like fucking broke his jaw. So he was in prison for 22 months.
Jesus, all of that and fucking not the greatest UFC run to go on with it, I guess.
Yeah, fucking getting fucked up by DeLima and
no
contested by Greg Hardy.
I keep thinking about the Greg Hardy, but I cannot get enough of that fucking Greg Hardy 2019 run. The Volkov fight, the Sasoli fight, the fucking Alan Crowder fucking Murley nearly fucking killing him for the Crowder fight. Juan Adams, the fucking.
I thought Greg Hardy was like actually going to be good at one point.
Never. I actually have on my notes on my phone. I've got notes from like 2020, 2019 of prospects I thought were going to do well in the heavyweight when it was Greg Hardy. So
I thought he was going to do good, especially when he was like fucking up Marcin Tybura in the first round.
Yeah, I picked him to beat Tybura as well. I picked him to beat Tuivasa and Spivak. Fucking hell.
I picked Tai Tuivasa to beat him, but I picked him to KO Spivak, and fuck me, I wasn't prepared for the run that Spivak was going to go on. I thought he was just some chinny guy. But, yeah.
I picked Hardy. I picked him to beat De Castro. I got that right though. Picked him to beat Tuivasa by KO, Spivak by KO, Tybura by KO, and I picked him to fucking lose to Maurice Green. Don't know what I was thinking. Don't know what the fuck I was thinking. God knows.
I remember watching Maurice Green versus Alexei Olenek at my local pub with my friends, my friend and my cousin, and fucking. They're all saying, "Yeah, I'm going for Maurice Green. You know, let's get some new blooded heavyweight." He was fucking cut 2 fights later, and Olenek went on to fight for like another 4 or 5 years.
That was one of the first things I've ever seen live. You know, that was the card I watched live for the first time. McGregor Cowboy. Yeah, I actually remember watching. That was actually for two fucking old heavyweights, so heavy. It was quite a decent little grappling match. So there was like fun moments in that fight. Green surviving, which is quite good. But
yeah, Owen's fucking a legend. It's sad that he got fucking brutally KO'd in his post UFC fight.
I know, it was tough as well. Because he did all right, man. His performance against Spivak is one of the reasons I'm picking Gant to beat him. Like, Spivak struggled against Olenek. People forget that. That was not an easy win for him. He was tooth and nail.
That was fucking when Alexei Olenek made his fucking debut with the head movement. He was fucking bobbing and weaving fucking every shot Spivak was throwing at him.
Someone said Olenek's built like an orangutan, and he actually fucking is. He's built like a little fucking ape. He's looking long ass arms. Do you remember when he short notice stepped in for Volkov against Overeem in Moscow and nearly fucking beat him? He nearly chinned over him.
He was beating the fuck out of fucking Overeem against the fence, like literally fucking catching him with the fucking like that herky jerky fucking style strike.
The orangutan, it's the orangutan punches, man. Like fucking hunked over like that.
It was so bad. I'm like, what the fuck? How is this like fucking senior citizen guy fucking up this big fucking muscle bound man like Alistair Overeem?
And he fucking spoiled the comeback of Verdum as well. I actually think I think that might be one of my first bets. I might have bet someone that like £5 on my mates. I bet him to beat Verdum and he actually fucking won. I was so happy about it.
He was like putting on a striking clinic against Verdum.
Do you remember in between the rounds he fucking put his feet up on the stool and the fucking ice in his chest?
That was such a feel-good win for fucking Olenek. I thought he was going to get smoked by Verdum.
Bro, that is not an illegal tactic. Why don't people do that? It's actually kind of smart. It gets the blood rushing out and that, and it kind of laxes you. You get to lie down. Kind of a smart idea. I don't know anyone else does it.
I guess it's because Alexei Olenek's literally had like 80 fights, and he's been doing it for like how many years? Almost 30 years at this point.
He's been doing it for The Olenek, his record surprisingly, he's like 16, like 17 or something. It's quite a fucking good record, honestly. For the amount of fights he's had at heavyweight as well, it's quite fucking consistent.
He actually fought at middleweight in a lot of them fights.
He
And
fought
like,
Chael Sonnen at one point.
yeah, it's crazy. Like seeing him in his middleweight fights, he's so skinny, and then he's just when he goes to heavyweight, he's just like he's built like a
Olenek,
fucking got the dad bod.
Olenek's my fucking boy, man. He was my boy. When he beat Vandera, I was fucking screaming and shouting, man. He was my boy, man. He was my fucking old, slow boy for his UFC run.
Oh yeah, how can you not love Alexei Olenek? I was actually suggesting that because Brendan Schaub's apparently making a comeback. I was suggesting they should do Alexei Olenek versus Brendan Schaub.
Yeah, I guess so. Fucking hell, man. Brendan Schaub making a comeback. I would watch that, to be honest. I'm saying I wouldn't. I fucking would watch it.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. I think Joe Rogan's trying to talk him out of it, but fucking Brian Callen is literally trying to get him killed.
Depends on how he fucking fights, though, to be honest. But one last thing I want to mention before, because I've got my battery's dying here. One last thing I wanted to mention was the last part of Hardy's 2019 run. Not the last part, but the last guy we mentioned is the GOAT. I will not hear anything different. The man who's built like a fucking the bottom of your foot. The lifeguard, Dmitry Smolikov, the GOAT, what a beast he was. Built like a fucking lump of shit. Looked like he was fucking riddled with disease, is what he looked like. Hideous guy. And then just looked one of the worst performances in history of the UFC. If you really watch him or Greg Hardy, he looks so fucking bad in that fight. It's actually unbelievable.
I think he literally was coming off a loss as well when they signed him.
He was like 1-2 in the UFC. It was bad.
I'm pretty sure they said he was like literally an actual taxi driver.
He was a lifeguard. He was a lifeguard. That's why he was. Maybe a taxi driver as well, but he was a lifeguard for at least some point. That's why he was called it. Saving lives. If I was fucking drowning and fucking Smolikov was fucking, I'd be fucking trying to go further into the water. Listen, that fucking company owns me.
I can't remember exactly what he looked like, but I remember him looking like a fat Benil Dariush. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Look at a picture of him, right? He looks like if Abus Magomedov got like fucking leprosy and started fucking bloating up, man. He looks like Abus Magomedov got dysentery or something. Look at a picture of him. He's fucking hideous.
Yeah. Let me go have a look at him.
He's specifically the Greg Hardy's fight. If you look at him in that fight, he actually looks like he's like about to die. He looks like he's like falling apart. Like he's a lumped up man. He's so weirdly built.
Fucking Dmitry
Smolikov, the lifeguard.
Oh, yeah. His Tapology photo makes him look a lot better. But let me go look him up on.
They did look how he looked against Hardy. Specifically that night, because he did fucking look terrible there.
God. Why was this guy ever in the UFC?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he did keep fighting actually after the UFC, maybe.
He's 39 years old. Oh, yeah, he fought Hassan Yufefi in 2019. But, yeah, he hasn't fought since then.
For player, man. Still going. Always makes a comeback. This Timbers fucking Brendan Schaub, let's be honest. The lifeguard versus the fucking mother. The brown bear.
Win on the amateurs by headbutt in round 1.
Win by headbutt. That's definitely some fucking dodgy Russian promotion there. Up to the shenanigans.
When some of Habib's fucking regional fights, he was just straight. They're allowed a headbutt in ground when you're like on top.
Some of Khabib's fucking pro wins were fucking 2 rounds. Like you got like
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised that nobody I'm surprised Sherdog or something didn't like change them to amateur bouts.
Yeah, you can't really though. Like the 29-0 is pretty fucking iconic. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they'd got a lot of fucking shit from the fans, the Dagestani fans, if they fucking overturned it.
Oh yeah,
being like 23, you know what I mean? You know how many fucking Dagestani fans got? You know how many fucking Dagestani fans got their first tattoos fucking 29-0 on their fucking back? Got to be a lot.
Oh, I don't know if we've spoken about this, but who do you think they should book fucking Ansel Jubilee against when he debuts?
Probably like I think just for the history, you've got to do him versus Sam Patterson. You've got to run back England versus India from the fucking days. You've got to see what happens.
I want them to give Ansel Jubilee the easiest fights. I want to see him succeed. We need to help. We need to build a fucking Indian MMA takeover.
We shouldn't fucking need to help them. They've got a fucking billion people in their country. We really should not be forcing them.
We need to influence them. If Ansel Jubilee wins,
true.
it'll motivate the government to like put their funding into like building gyms or something.
At the same fucking time, there should be more of them. There should be at least like fucking 15 in the UFC. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
look at
interesting.
China, there's like 1.3 billion people or 1.4 billion people in China, and they're building up a fucking army in the UFC. I mean, the road to UFC is literally just a scheme to like get fucking Chinese fighters, pretty much.
But there were Indians in the road to the UFC. That's how fucking Jubilee got there. There were ones this season that fucking got through. Like, it's just not yet.
One of them, Sanko, literally said one of them was like pretty much. He said they were shit, like in every way, but they had the will to win. That was the attribute she gave them.
I'd love to hear her go just like that. And this guy, he's just fucking dog shit, but he's got a heart.
Like literally, she was like, I think the other guy's got better striking, and I'd say he's also the more better grappler, but this guy's will to win. He literally stood outside of the gym waiting for days until they let him in. That was literally what she's. He apparently waited outside the alpha male. He wouldn't stop until they let him train there.
Surely he just like went and paid for a session, like fucking like £7 to fucking train for a bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, surely he could just go in and go to the front desk and fucking get a membership or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd think that, but his will to train doesn't care about currency.
They were actually opening the door to let him in, but he wanted to make sure he could get him for the pro sessions. They're like, mate, can come in and train and hit the heavy bag if you want and do some fucking sparring and do jiu-jitsu. He's like, no, I want the pro sessions. Like, don't fucking. Don't know if he did the accent actually. Maybe that's a bad idea.
I just can't wait for the day Kean Cowley makes his UFC debut.
Jesus Christ! Don't get me started on the fucking Irish fucking fails, Jesus. Like the ones that are good are very good, but there's like I don't know, man. Irish MMA fans, they just like slow down some of the fucking guys who are 5-5 before they get to the UFC.
We need Kean Cowley versus Dean Barry, the super fight.
100%, man. Yeah, and then the referee's fucking Shauna Bannon, definitely.
Dylan Dennis takes on the winner.
Definitely, man. 100%.
Oh, we need to bring before you go. We need to talk about that fucking KSI fucking Tommy Fury.
Fucking the Bane Davies had a fucking great tweet about it, man. The fucking Izzy, as soon as Strickland calls him the fucking gay, just fucking flips the table and fucking puts everyone over. As people were saying that people were upset that he ruined the press conference. Let's be honest, who fucking cares if there was another 5 minutes of that press conference? Like, I think it's better that it just went off the fucking rails when it did, to be honest, because it could have just gotten boring. Like, they could have went on for like 10 more minutes and just talked about shit. I respect John Fury for fucking planting his feet and fucking ruining it and throwing the fucking tables everywhere, man. I thought it was funny.
You know what they have to do for a Misfits card? They need to book John Fury versus Greg Paul.
Yeah, triple threat. Fatal 4-way. Greg Paul versus John Fury versus KSI's dad, who if you live in the UK, you know about KSI's dad, legend.
Yes, of course.
Versus Shannon Briggs.
Oh my god. And now make it a fatal 5-way and put Simple Simon in there too.
Yes. Fuck it, I say we go fucking all out. Fucking 6-man, I don't even know what you fucking call it, a 6-way fucking match. And you wig in fucking Klitschko as well.
Oh my god. Did you
watch
the
beef with him and Brooks
boxing match, by the way?
What's other?
Simple Simon's fucking boxing match.
Yeah, who they fucking box either or something? I can't remember who he fucking boxed.
It was like Ed something.
He was a young
guy. Fucking. He also fought on Kingpin.
Yeah,
he lost to Blueface in Kingpin.
Yeah, I don't know if it's idols. Yeah, Blueface.
Yeah, Ed something, but fucking literally there was like a 35.
Was it Ed Matthews?
Yeah, that's it. That's the guy. It was fucking so bad, and he acted like he was like fucking Muhammad Ali after beating a fucking 53-year-old man who never had a fight in his life.
Well, once again, we've covered multiple areas of not just MMA, but human existence. I feel like we got into the fucking death penalty at one point. Do you know what I mean? You never know what you're going to get.
Exactly. Once this podcast blows up, fucking Jesus Christ.
We're getting cancelled, definitely.
Oh, yeah, but hey, while we don't have the viewership, we can get away with these little moments.
Yeah, no one's they're going to have to scan through the fucking deep recesses of the fucking hour mark in the podcast. Once this podcast hits an hour mark, any resemblance of fucking conversation of a consistent MMA talk goes out the window. It's whatever. Anything's fair game. Let's be honest.
Oh, definitely. Fucking. Eventually, we're just gonna turn this into like a fucking political fucking platform or some shit. Or
Yeah, it is basically just like a fucking piss take podcast disguised as a fucking MMA talk. Let's be honest, like
I feel like
that.
that's what fucking every fucking MMA related fucking stream ends
True.
up like. MMA Guru's fucking streams aren't. Most of the time, he's not even talking about MMA.
And most of the time it's just him sitting there just picking his nose, farting, just fucking talking about his fucking diet. Do you know what I mean?
Fucking. I can't wait.
Guys, just say quickly, MMA Guru's stream last night, it was like, he was just sitting there, you know, he just kind of sits back like this all the time, just sits there like that. He was just sitting there, not looking at the donation, and then he goes like this, I have the power, He-Man! And I just stopped, and he just came back to life.
What the fuck?
He's so autistic, just sitting there like that. I have the power! And just starts fucking waffling, man. He's so autistic. I love the guy, man. Some boy.
He's a fucking loose unit.
He's a fucking beast. He is a fucking idiot, man, but he's the boy. He's some boy, man. He's my guy.
Fucking. Oh, what was I gonna say? Fucking. I was gonna bring some point up.
Sorry. I just fucking awful.
Yeah, you just fucking your phone just dies when I'm trying to like think of what I was gonna say.
Yeah. That's what
Who do you think would win? Fucking Greg Paul versus KSI's dad.
I think KSI's dad would fucking KSI's dad's Nigerian. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit different kind of toughness there. I think he'd probably get it done. I think he'd probably just storm him and Greg Paul. I think he's younger, but I don't know. I just think he can take a punch as well as fucking Olajide can. Olajide Olatunji, the boy.
All I'm gonna say about Craig Paul is I've seen his cock.
Sorry?
His sex tape got leaked. So
he's sick with who? What him and fucking Logan Paul and that their mum? Or was it just another
No. Some girl who was about the same age as fucking Logan Paul.
Oh, right. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I thought I'd just add into the fucking ending of this, so I've probably lost all MMA related credibility.
Anyway, we're going to wrap it off. I'm going to make the thumbnail with the Ghostbusters and that as well.
Yes, you have to do that. I'm looking. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm looking forward to seeing that. That should be.
I'll work on it. I'll make something up. But yeah.
Eventually, for one of these podcasts, we have to get an Angus Hewitt fucking thumbnail.
Oh, yeah. When he's just re-signed the Cage Warriors. The Cage Warriors have like 3 posts in a row dedicated to Angus Hewitt. He's re-signed them. So, fight news coming soon. I think him versus Natais Frederick is the fight to make. Cage Warriors, if you're listening. Book him versus Frederick. I think that's what we need. And then, yeah. We can talk about Hewitt in the podcast.
Imagine what would you do if you hear about a story where it's like Angus Hewitt's like jumped fucking Christian Leroy Duncan in like a fucking alleyway or some shit.
I manifested this. I didn't win.
It fucking no, like Christian Leroy Duncan's at like a press conference or his media day, and fucking Angus Hewitt just attacks him, pretends to be one of the journalists.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on it. I'd be wanting to see fucking 2 middleweight old timers go at it though.
He's just like, you can't be fucking me anymore, Leroy Duncan. I don't even know what the fuck Angus Hewitt sounds like. I'm just picturing him as like a old 1950s, old 1890s like fucking voice.
Yeah, God knows who would win between those two. If CLD and Hewitt fought, God knows who would win that fight. I sure as hell can't say who would win. I can't predict that one. I don't know, man.
I don't think there's a man born from his mother's cunt that could beat Angus Hewitt.
Yeah, the John Fury cut. There's not a man born from his mother's cunt that can beat the Gypsy King. They can beat Angus Hewitt, though. True.
Oh my God, Angus Hewitt. We need Angus Hewitt and Misfits. Yeah,
versus fucking King Cowley. versus Keith Crosby.
God. We need Angus Hewitt versus Wings of Redemption.
Yeah. Fucking that one. Yeah, or Boogie. Never know.
Oh my God. Boogie's making a comeback.
Is he?
Nah, I don't fucking know. I think I was watching a True Geordie video today and he said Boogie had cancer, so I don't...
Jesus, I don't think that. Fucking hell. I thought I got a bit of that.
That was while he was in training camp for Wings, so I don't think it was too serious.
Jesus, you've heard the fighters fighting me fucking staph infection. You've ever heard that Boogie fighting me literal terminal cancer against
Imagine fucking beating someone and then they afterwards they announce they had cancer. You'd be like,
well,
that ruined all the high I got from that win.
Yeah. You'd be watching it thinking, I'm not too beating a guy with a terminal illness right now.
It's like, oh, well, I can't fucking brag about winning that fight anymore.
We need to fucking wrap this shit up, man. We always fucking do this. We always go, let's wrap it up and we go on about the most fucking random shit. It always fucking happens.
I know. Hey, it's good. It's good. Fucking.
That is good.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. Yeah. So no, nothing else you wanted to bring up before we go?
No, I can think of no. I haven't went through pretty much of them.
All right. Well, I guess when are we doing the next one?
Whenever the wind decides, whenever the MMA gods decide to fucking put it on our fucking brain,
we got
to do another
two episodes in 1 week, so we're
true. Yeah, fucking only one day a day wait, you lucky bastards. First one.
Yeah, fucking, we're becoming more active. We got to do like a fucking big special for episode 10.
Yeah, well, we're getting there, bro. That's like 5, I think, 6 maybe.
6.
6. That's fucking hell. There you go. MMA around fire, get fought through fucking beat you by a mile.
We're the #1 podcast on fucking YouTube, MMA YouTube, 100%.
Easily the most consistent, I'd say at least.
Well, most consistently fucking weird for sure.
Yeah. Listen, we cover the topics people want to hear about. No one hears about the fucking fight breakdowns. You can go anywhere for that. You don't get the topic you get here.
Exactly. Eventually, we got to break down the cock size of every fighter in the UFC. I'm just kidding.
Estimate every fucking schlong in the UFC.
I want, like, this is a theory before we fucking go. I've always wondered, do you reckon there's any fucking like champions who have like a really tiny dick? I feel like you have to have a big dick to be like a fucking champion.
I think Sean O'Malley's packing a little fucking baby carrot, to be honest. Screams to me a guy who might be a little bit fucking undersized.
On that note, we'll end it there.
Yeah. Like and subscribe, guys. Really good one today.
Oh, fucking, I hope Tim Welsh or fucking Sean O'Malley come upon this fucking podcast.
He's the fucking world champion. Doesn't give a fuck what I say about his fucking cock. Do you know what I mean? So, all good.
Yeah, he's the fucking champion. He fucking, he could have the tiniest cock. He's still gonna get bitches.
He's still getting ahead the morning after his fight according to his Instagram story.
Oh, I didn't see that. But,
yeah, he posted him like he posted something like morning suckies, and it's like him with fucking some girl's head though. So yeah, O'Malley's living his life, man.
Probably wasn't even his wife because.
Definitely fucking wasn't his wife. Definitely wasn't his wife.
That is such a weird situation. But hey, as Brendan Schaub says, God bless you, Sean O'Malley. God bless you.
God bless you, good man.
When he got told about the open relationship, he was like, God bless you, Sean O'Malley. He seemed very jealous.
Anyway,
well, we made enemies with Brendan Schaub and Sean O'Malley back to back. So. All right, catch you guys. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time.